small hide you seek.
Unconfirmed sightings of the GX Man have been reported all over the world.
My VPN means I can be in multiple places at once. I can mod my look at the click of a button. I'll block any ads attempting to promote the manhunt. Your time starts now. Play the GX Manhunt at GeoGuessr. Find me and get a reward.
The return of Area 51, Alienware's highest performance desktop yet, equipped with powerful Intel Core Ultra processors. Innovative architecture designed for ultimate gaming. Engineered to evolve alongside your game. Encounter the legendary Area 51 at Alienware.com.
Aloha, I'm Oli Carvalho. Dive in with me to see how the Shiba Hope Grows program is bringing our coral reefs back to life. Giving ownership to these communities, it's a sense of pride to know that we are giving back to our own oceans. Stream Reef Builders now on Prime Video.
GeoGuessr World Cup partners are Opera GX, Alienware, Shiba, Google Pixel, and Michela.
"21 weeks of GeoGuessr World League, followed by the APAC Majors last week, has brought us to where we are today. Welcome everyone to the GeoGuessr Americas Major, brought to you live at DreamHack Dallas. I am Toby, I'll be your host for this weekend's worth of games, and next to me, two GeoGuessr extraordinaires are here to join me. I'm joined by Gelotris, I'm joined by Siggy. First to you, Gelotris, how are you feeling today? Yet another weekend of amazing GeoGuessr action.
Back to back, Toby, we are back. I'm feeling great. I mean, the only thing I love more than GeoGuessr is competitive GeoGuessr, and it is gonna be competitive today.
Definitely will be. Both of you were here last week. Siggy, you were watching the APAC Championship go down. How are you feeling being back here for some Americas action?
Yeah, very happy to be back on the desk. Second week in a row, we're really getting spoiled right now. Back with Gelotris. Hello to Toby as well. First time with me on the desk, so welcome in. But yeah, very happy to be here and watch some amazing games.
Watch some amazing games. We definitely will throughout this weekend. But before we get to that point, let's first thank our dear and beloved partners and sponsors for making this tournament possible. The first one of which is Opera GX. It's the official browser of the GeoGuessr World Championship. You can get your gaming browser over at opera.com/gx/GeoGuessr. Next up is Alienware. You can experience the latest gaming technology with Alienware. The products are designed to maximum performance and deliver immense gaming experiences. And last but not least, Shiba is our third sponsor of tonight. CoralGuessr is an exciting new extension to GeoGuessr that takes you underwater. I've seen some of the photos. They look absolutely amazing. CoralGuessr is brought to you by Shiba, yes, the cat food brand, doing extraordinary things. The Shiba Hope Growth Program, alongside Mars Sustainable Solutions and partners, has been restoring reefs across the globe since 2019. And you can find out more over geoguessr.com/coralguessr. So thank you so much to our partners again for making this tournament possible. It's going to be an absolutely amazing show. We're going to be bringing you a lot of action through the day here on the desk. We are currently stood somewhat late in the evening at Stockholm, and we of course are going to be bringing you the show live from DreamHack Dallas, where we are blessed to have some absolutely amazing people joining us as well, who we will have a chance to say hi to in just a moment. You know, why not do it right now? Let's look at these two lovely fellas, Mr. Bloom and Jake Lyons. How is the vibe over in Dallas right now?
Vibe is great, Toby. You can hear them behind us right now as I speak. Everyone's ready for the games, and I know me and Jake are as well.
It's absolutely amazing. I mean, the atmosphere is incredible. I mean, people really showed up today, and I've never been more ready.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be absolutely amazing. What are you guys' thoughts coming into this? We'll get to hear more of them, I believe, in just a short moment when we get down to the nitty-gritty of that. But before we get too excited getting into the match itself, we have to dive things back a bit. Because as I said, coming into the show, there has been a lot going on. Way back since November, the World League was going on. And now we find ourselves here in the majors. So let's, to kick things off, break down how this whole process has gone up until this point. I'll throw it over to you, Gelochus, when we get the amazing graphic up on screen in just a moment to see exactly what has led us to where we are today.
Yeah, we see it on the left, the World League, where 40 pro players, as we see on the screen, have played over the course of 21 weeks to get here. I mean, we had the APAC Majors just last week. Today it's time for the Americas, and the 6 best American players out from the World League are here today to gain some points. That's one way to get into the grand finals. Another way is the wildcards. We have wildcard tournaments where 3 more players can make it to the grand finals and 1 more open major slot.
Going to be amazing, and of course it's only going to be amazing because we have absolutely incredible players there to bring us all the great GeoGuessr action. So let's see here, talk to me a bit, Siggy, about these amazing players that have qualified for the regional majors.
Yeah, in the Americas Majors we have 2 new players actually. It might be surprising, but Radu C and MK haven't played an Americas Major last year. MK, I mean, making it all the way to the final in the last World Cup. Let's not forget that, but also RC, who couldn't sadly play last year, so it's going to be definitely interesting to see those. But we also have our reigning champion Gingey. Let's not forget he won the Americas last time. And then we also have the EMEA Majors. I mean, we don't really have to talk about how good the players are in that. I mean, we have Blinky and Contes. We have both World Cup winners in there, so it definitely feels like a small final already. Incredible
set of players that we have. Of course, if you're more interested in the EMEA players, that tournament will take place just 2 weeks from now. So let's, for now, keep our focus on the Americas Majors players. And with that, let's take a look at the world rankings and see how we're set right now. I'm going to come back to you, Siggy, for a second. As we see here, Blinky, reigning world champion, back in first place. That's kind of to be expected, but are there any players to you that maybe stand out either for surprisingly good or maybe surprisingly negative performances here?
Yeah, I mean, and we have no surprise in the top. We have Blinky, Contes, RC, who finished top 3, but we also have Eamon, who moved up with the points he gained in the last major. To me, I think, and to many viewers at home, what might stand out is Strefan and Captain, because I feel like they were not very known when they came into the World League, but as you can see, they're 10th and 11th and even higher when it ended. So I think there's something to watch out for, and they might be a surprise that they're so far up.
Definitely. I mean, I've only been in the GeoGuessr scene for so long compared to the 2 dinosaurs I have standing over here on my right side. You're left on camera, I suppose. But I already know now that for the few years I've been here, the names of the players, the name of the top players, expected top players, have already been changing quite a bit, as is. So now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the tournament itself, for the dear and beloved new viewers we might have watching on TV, watching on stream, watching live from Dallas, we have a little package set up here for you to break down exactly how GeoGuessr works. And who better to do so than Gelochus?
Exactly. I mean, look at this great graphics. I mean, gonna be easier than that. You see the planet here. You get dropped somewhere randomly in the world with Google Street View images. That is the only thing that has to be done. And then we see those 2 avatars looking at the location on our second image. They look around, they really soak in everything they see. They see some mountains, some road lines, everything they can use here to make a guess on the map. we see that the one player plonked the 5k there, dealing 4,934 damage to his opponent. So yeah, the third step is getting your guess down, and depending on how close you are to the actual location, you will deal damage.
Exactly, and of course, with competitive games comes competitive game modes. So, Siggy, talk me through the game modes and how this tournament is going to work.
Yeah, so basically we always have a best of 5 game here in every single game we play, which always going to be in the same order of games. We basically start every matchup with a moving game, then we go over to no move, and then we repeat moving and no move again. And if that, tiebreaker is needed, then we go to the feared and love it game mode, which is NMPZ. So nothing new. It's the standard game mode for the events we've had in the past. So no surprise to the, old head viewers.
Exactly. The people that have been here for a long time, they got it refreshed. The people that are coming in for the first time now are well aware of exactly how things work here as well. Now, though, let's take a look at what these amazing 6 players are going to be playing for, and that is what you're seeing here on screen. First place is going to walk away with $7,000 in their pockets, but of course, the money ain't everything, because there's world rankings points on the board here as well, GeoGuessr.
Exactly. The money is the side quest today. These players are really aiming for those extra ranking points. We saw the leaderboard earlier, and we saw it last week how Eamon managed to get into the 2nd place in the World League just by gaining those points. So 40 points to gain is big today.
Definitely is. Definitely is. Any comments on that, Siggy?
I mean, yeah, we saw the leaderboard and how close everything is. I mean, we saw Strefan and Captain on the same amount of points, so 72. And if you compared that to 40 points you could gain, or even 25 or 15, that is massive. So basically, if you get into those points in the event, that basically means that we qualify, at least if you get 2nd place.
And it's going to be interesting once EMEA comes around, because they will then know exactly what happened in Americas and in APAC as well, and know what they're up against in order to qualify. But before we get to EMEA, because that is a couple of weeks from now, let's take a look at the brackets and see what you guys are in for here at the Americas Majors. And here you have them, the players set up. I kind of skipped over you for a bit, Siggy, earlier, didn't give you a chance to talk about these guys on screen. So now please talk to me a bit in brief what these matchups are going to bring us.
I mean, what we're starting today is with Fao, Gingey, and Moo and Orlando. And you might think, oh, this is only the quarterfinals. But let me tell you, this is very important, because the loser of these games will be out. They will be in the audience tomorrow. So if you lose this game today, you're out of the tournament. Whether you play tomorrow, if you lose the semifinals, you at least go into the, there you see it on screen, the bronze match, where you also get points, so 15 points. So winning that game today is actually the...
Rule number 1, qualify to tomorrow. Rule for tomorrow, well, do the best that you can, because it's going to be incredibly difficult. As you can see here, we're starting off the show today with Fao versus Gingey. Then it's going to be Moo versus Orlando in the 2nd quarterfinal. And then tomorrow, the winner of those 2 respective matchups are going to be taking on Radu C and MK. And then what happens from there? Well, the players will have to go home and pray for, and we can only wait in excitement to find out. And I'm sure all of you guys out there watching are equally excited, because we are in for some absolutely amazing GeoGuessr matches. Now, with all this set up, with all this prep ready to go, I know we have the casters on site. We got a word from them just a few moments ago, but there's one additional person we cannot forget about, because CG, he was with Bloom in Tokyo last week, and we will have him in just a short moment for an interview with us as well. Before we hear from him, though, let's get a little listen in to Fao and Gingey and their pre-game thoughts coming into this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to win the moving, because that's where I feel like I'm strongest against him. But I feel pretty comfortable against Gingey. It's obviously going to be a hard game. He's made it here. He's only 1 spot below me in the rankings, but I beat him last year in the World Championship on LAN, and so I feel like I should be able to beat him here.
I think Fao is a really good player. He's pretty consistent, because he did really good in both of the World Championships. But I feel like I can't really predict what will happen, because it just depends on like the type of rounds we get, because some rounds like Canada he might do better at, but like maybe some rounds that are more rural, I don't know, maybe I might potentially do better at, because I just have more experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'd really love to qualify to the World Championship. I've got a lot of personal reasons why I really want to qualify, but also, I've made it to 3rd place or semifinals every time. This time I want to try to push further and really try to win the World Championship. And so to do that, I need to qualify.
Always amazing hearing from our players about to take the field in what they're expecting for the matchups. I mean, for me, Geologius, Foul comes in. I know what I have to do. Feel like I can beat him. I got this. Gingey is a little more, maybe if it goes well, maybe if this happens. I mean, what do you take away from what we just heard here?
Yeah, I mean, he does seem a little bit unsure. He talked about stuff that I was thinking about as well. He mentioned very crucial stuff, which is, for once, his strength on Canada. Yeah. He's not only from Canada, he's also a very strong player in Canada. I mean, a random side fact, he's the world record holder. He has a 142 province streak in Canada. Yet he guessed the right province 142 times in a row. That's really impressive. Another strength is his consistency. He talked about that. And I think that comes with just having a good balance of everything. He doesn't play that much. He's like also studying, he does quizzes, he plays on the side. So he's really balancing out the way he approaches to get good, and that's making him very consistent.
And now before I get your thoughts, C, because I do want to get those in just a moment, we do have the man that I was leaking just a moment ago ready for a brief talk. So CG, my man, if you can hear us live from Dallas, how are you doing? How is the vibe in the arena? And are you ready for the games coming your way today? In the arena, and are you ready for the games coming your way today?
Toby, the vibe here is fantastic. I'm joined with Fao and Gingey here, and we're about to get started with the game, but I just have some questions for you guys first. So, Fao, I'll start with you. How does it feel to be here in Dallas for your second Americas Majors?
Dude, it's great. The venue here is awesome. There's so many people. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, we got some cheering from the crowd. Yeah, good energy, guys. Let's go. Let's go. And Gingey, I'll ask you the same question. You know, how's it feel to be in Dallas? Are you ready for this?
I mean, this is my first time in front of a crowd, and there's already so many people, so it's hard to not be nervous in front of so many people, but I'm sure, the event will be great.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get excited, guys. Let's get hyped. Fao, I do want to ask you, you've mentioned you've made it so far in both of the previous World Championships. Do you think you have what it takes today to go all the way, to qualify? Are you ready?
It's going to be tough. This game and beating Radu, oh man, it's. I think I've got what it takes, though.
Excellent. I like the confidence. And Gingey, last year you took home the trophy as the America's champion. Do you think you can do it again this year? Are you ready?
I have no idea. I'll try, but like I said, I can't predict, I can't guarantee anything. I'll just try my best.
All right, that's the spirit. Well, let's wish these players best of luck. Toby, pass it back to you in Stockholm.
Thank you so much. Amazing once again to hear from the players. And great talking on that one, CG. Getting that experience in with the interviews. Always great to see all of them there. Just hearing the crowd in the background as well. Super excited, which is amazing if that's a vibe you like to play in. But hearing, Siggy, I'll go to you with this one. Hearing from Gingey here, first time in front of a crowd. I mean, you guys have been on stages playing before. Where is he sat here? He didn't seem too comfortable.
Yeah, it's really clash of the worlds. On the one hand, we have Gingey, which, is his first time playing in front of an audience, is the second time playing the Americas Majors, this time, as the defending champion as well. Yeah. Meanwhile, Fao, he has very much experience on LAN events. His track record is, immaculate. He has reached the semifinals in both World Cups, which is probably the best track record outside of Blinky. So we're really talking about someone who's always shown up. But as he said, he wants to go further and even win this year. So to make that step, he has to win against Gingey.
And that is the next logical step, right? Because let's stay with Fao for a second. Finished 17th in the World League. And as you said, has made semifinals in back-to-back World Championships. You cannot underline enough how incredibly impressive that is. But, Gilo, just talk to me a bit about Fao. What does he do to keep him at such a high level of play?
Yeah, I briefly mentioned it earlier already. So he has really a mixture of everything, I feel like. He's not that one strict player who only strictly does one thing to get good. He balances it out very well, and I think this consistency is a very important key in GeoGuessr.
Definitely. We see him here on our screens. Impressive player, no doubt about it. We talked a bit about his track record coming in here. What are some of the, would you say, accolades, some of the big moments in Fao's career, individual matchups maybe that he's gone in and played?
Well, he had some, you might think he beat like the easy opponents in the matchups he had in the World Championships, but that was not the case. He had to beat Debris in the quarterfinals in the first round and almost won that game against Contes. I mean, we all know that epic Game 5 in Russia that ended on Surgut Sand. Everyone knows that. And he went so close on beating Contes, the champion. And then in the second one, he beat somebody like Radu C, who was, somebody favored to win the whole thing. And, all that, really stacks up. And when you think about people that always show up on LAN events, it is Fao. So he shouldn't be, not confident.
To underline what you're saying here, Gelo, just looking at his stats for a second, I mean, averaging 38 seconds, that's kind of mid-pack. Same thing with his, his win percentages and whatnot, but then looking at his first guess, very slow in that one, so he's probably more of a player that likes to take his time.
I mean, that's also a pattern I see on the top. Like, if you look at the very good players in the top 10, I would say, on average, they take their time. A lot of those very, very high-skilled players at the top, they do take their time. I mean, they look at every single clue they can use, and they can probably use a lot of more clues than someone who isn't that strong. And I think that's somewhat the trick.
It could be, and speaking of tricks, we are up with a tricky player next. Here we see Gingey, our reigning America's champion. Has to be underlined, as much as you might be nervous in playing in front of a crowd, he is the America's champion as of right now. And I'll come to you first, Gelotris here. I mean, his matchups, his journey to getting here, what was it looking like for Gingey?
Yeah, it wasn't that easy. While a lot of the players last year in the Americas did qualify through their performance in past events, whereas Gingey actively had to qualify for it. We had some regional, it was something like an open qualifier.
Yeah.
It was played online, and he did immaculate on that. He did play very, very well, saved him a spot, and surprisingly went there, got first place. No one did expect it, because as someone who sneaks into this America Major and wins the whole thing, that's not something you did expect. But, however, the World League did show that consistency, I've talked about it earlier, is an important key. And he didn't finish that well on it. 26th place in the World League, but barely still enough to make it into the major.
And that's the thing, right? You win America's Major one year, then you finish 26th the next time around. Talk to me a bit, CG, about Siki, CG. Yeah,
almost the same voice, right?
Almost the same. Easy for you. Almost the same. Yeah, I can't do that.
Almost the same voice, guys.
You're an amazing guy. Talk to me a bit about the inconsistencies of Gingey and maybe like his playstyle. What plays into that inconsistency?
Yeah, I mean, describing Gingey's playstyle is very hard. I feel like he has a very interesting set of skills. He is very hit or miss sometimes, but that also, plays into his answer he gave onto an interview where he said he doesn't fear any opponent, he fears the seed. So basically, if the seed is in favor of Gingey, he can perform very well, but if the seed is not in favor of Gingey, he will lose. So it definitely isn't, the players that he's afraid of, it's the rounds, but, that's always understandable as a GeoGuessr player.
The overall balanced player versus the surprise, you don't quite know what you're gonna get. I feel like we've set it up as best as we can, so I hope you enjoyed this brief intro to the show, because we are about to get it all kicked off with our dear and beloved casters, Bloom and Jake. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toby. I am Bloom, joined by Jake Lyons here, ready to walk you through the games at the Americas Major, and we cannot wait. Jake, how you feeling?
I can't wait. I mean, this matchup is going to be absolutely incredible. Two players with very different play styles, but a lot of similarities too, and it's so impossible to call what's going to happen, but I cannot wait to get going.
Yep, and again, they're fighting for a chance on this plaque. Gingey already engraved his name in the Americas regional plaque here. And now today and tomorrow, we'll get another name on this board. But Gingey's got to defend that title. We'll see what he can do. It's going to be fun to get into this first game. I loved all the notes we were hearing there from the desk. Have seen some inconsistencies from Gingey recently. Fao's got the land buff. I mean, those are the classic things we're going to be thinking about here in the first match of the day.
Yeah. I mean, Fao, like we said, like the desk said, Fao, one of the most balanced players in the world. Also, something worth noting, I think he's one of the most level-headed players, not only GeoGuessr players, but one of the most level-headed people I've ever met. He does not let the pressure get to him.
Yeah. It's going to be good. We're going to get right into it. As you can see, sitting down here to cast. It's becoming time. Let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen at home, and those of us in the audience, Are we ready? Let's do this thing, Jake. Here we are, getting the players in. Fao versus Gingey, game 1 of the moving. This is what we're looking at here.
All right. Looks like we might be getting started in the Philippines here.
Looks like it. Let's get them straight in, not waste any time. Looking like the Philippines, we got a concrete road here in front of us. Very typical of the Philippines, but again, we are on moving, so the players have 1 minute to move around, find whatever information they can within that minute. Fao, definitely favored in moving.
I would say so as well. He's one of the most balanced players in the world, like we said. It'll be interesting to see if Gingey decides to change his playstyle a little bit, maybe rush some of his guesses to put some pressure on Fao. But for now, it looks like both players are taking their time. Philippines is a country where you get a lot of information, and it can be very, very helpful. So it makes sense that both players are moving around, trying to find some signage.
Yeah, Gingey saw one quick sign, but it didn't look too helpful, so it moved on fast. They're in pretty different areas right now. Gingey's seeing some dogs. Nice. Gingey with a plonk down in Luzon, just a little bit north of Manila. Fao, we don't know what he's thinking exactly yet.
Yeah, there's a little bit of written stuff, but none of it is actually particularly helpful. Only 6 seconds left. Fao's got to get a pin down too. Neither player with any info.
Wow, timer gonna run out. Oh, and the Luzon guess is amazing to start it off. Gingey, 1,800 points of damage on a round 1.
What a start for Gingey, and like we said, Fao, amazing moving player, amazing at using that information when he finds it. But maybe you give a slight edge to Gingey on rounds where you don't really find much and you just have to guess based off the vegetation.
Yeah, great point there. We go into round 2, got a maximum sign, should be Canada. Speed limit would be what it would say in the US. We've got a maximum in kilometers per hour there, so should be in Canada. Fao's home turf, let's get him in.
That specific kilometer marker with the kilometers per hour in the black at the bottom is actually specific to the province of Ontario. Fao, and of course Gingey will know that, but Fao, one of the strongest Canada players in the world. I think he'll be happy to see this.
Definitely, but it actually looks like Gingey first to open the map and take a little zoom in there over toward Ottawa.
We've got bilingual signage here, and Fao immediately zooming near Ottawa, which makes sense. I mean, you get some French in this area, even if English is still the primary language. And it looks like he's already scanning, maybe for a small town here.
Yeah, looks like it. Gingey had some signs to an area code there, but it doesn't seem like he knows it. He's got Jude's Pizza if anyone's hungry. Fao lining up the road already. Looks like he's just gonna look for a great area that lines up. He's in a good area right now.
He's got
oh, wow, he has it. Oh, that might be the 5K.
Oh, and see Gingey, ooh, he might switch. See, Gingey's too far away. There wouldn't be any French in this part of Ontario, so this could be big points for Fao if Gingey leaves it.
Tides are turning here. Gingey over by Toronto. 1.5 times multi. Fao with the 5K. Oh, the 4.999.
No. I thought he had it too, the scoring system. Oh man, probably just a few meters from a 5K, but big response there.
Very nice response there. Looking at basically an even game now here as we go into our round 3. Looking like India. Going to be a tough one, but the players are, of course, on moving, so they'll be able to find some information.
Wait, what is this RE coverage? What is going on here? Is this Malaysia?
Oh, wait, it might be actually.
Yeah, it's Malaysia.
Oh, it is Malaysia.
But they're in RE unofficial coverage.
Wow, unofficial coverage.
You don't see a lot of this. Fao can't get out of it. See, Gingey escaped it. He's now in normal Google coverage, but Fao is still stuck with the bad camera here.
That's not going to be good for Fao, but he did see a black and white pole right there on the signs, which are common in Malaysia, and the all-white road lines, centered double white, all very common for Malaysia.
Yep, and the poles look like the ones that you see in the state of Sarawak, which is where Gingey is clicking right now. He has a sign for Kuching, which is quite a large city. Fao has not found much here.
Yeah, Gingey's sitting in a really nice spot here. Lots of information. Fao literally still in the RE coverage.
I would guess that he'll know the state. He does, so he's going to be okay here. But again, Gingey had some better info, so I would guess that this is going to be Gingey who's a little closer on this one.
Yeah, it seems like it. Gingey just a little bit closer. Not going to be too much of a hit there. 2-2-2. We go on to round 4. Multi's just racking up here. 2.5 times damage now. What we're looking at, round number 4.
Got some urban Europe here. Not immediately sure on the country. Got some Cyrillic writing there. suggesting maybe Russia or Ukraine.
Yeah, good shouts there, Jake.
We'll see what they make of it. Especially if it's Russia. Urban Russia can be extremely punishing in terms of points because of just how large the country is.
Yeah, great point. And Fau has been a player to pick up some big points on Russia, especially in the World League just recently. Won a couple games on Urban Russia. So we'll see what he can do here. Again, both players off, trying to find whatever they can. Gingey with a little sign. Doesn't look too important.
Yeah, those signs normally just give you street names, but that's not all that helpful until you know the city. Now these ads, like the one Gingey is going towards, are sometimes a lot more helpful. Does it have a town name? I don't see one, but maybe.
Doesn't look like it does. Fau coming across some signs for himself.
15 seconds to go. I mean, even on 2.5x damage, Russia is so large that this can genuinely end the game here. Can Gingey find last second info?
They both are going Western Russia by the looks of it, but 2 seconds remaining. Timer's gonna run out. What is it gonna be? It's west of Moscow. Fau will be closer. 2.5 times damage. That's 3K.
A major, major hit to Gingey's health. We see how punishing Russia can be. Neither player particularly close, but Fau very close to winning the game, even on a round like that.
Yeah, still such a significant hit there, even though he wasn't too close in the end. We go into round 5 now. We got a Velocidad Maxima sign right there.
I mean, we mentioned, of course, Fau is probably the favorite in the moving, and another thing that's just worth pointing out here is that these guys have been toiling around in the World League for 5 months, and they're playing one best of 5 here. The loser goes home. Like, if you lose this match, it is over. So the stakes have never been higher.
So true. We don't have a group stage here because we had the World League. It was basically the groups, 21 weeks to just make it to this, and now both of these players sitting with one best of 5 for their tournament life to stay alive.
Both need to win this match for their hopes at the World Championships to stay alive, but only one will come out victorious. We will see if there's any info here. Gingey has an intersection. I don't see much, though.
There's some information there for Gingey. They both are going to know it's Chile here. We've got some Chilean polls as well as Spanish language. This is the newer Generation 4 coverage in Chile. And it's quite green, so they're both making a pretty similar region guess off the bat.
Pretty similar. Fau, a bit more south, I think, and wow.
Gingey's going to be closer. What a back and forth game so far. That's 1,400 points of damage. Both players now in the yellow, but Fau still with a very nice lead as we head into round 6. Multiplier 3.5 times damage now, and this is what we're working with.
So far, it has to be said, the rounds have not been very info heavy. There's been a couple rounds where they've pretty much just had to vibe guess. But Fau holding a slim lead as we go into Portugal here.
Yep, had a Portugal pull there at the beginning. Also a pretty common Portuguese road tiling there that we could see at spawn.
Fairly mountainous and green, which is something you tend to see a little more often in the northern sort of third of the country, but hard to say for sure.
Once again, as always, going to be looking for info, but as you said, Jake, we haven't seen a lot of very helpful info here. Fau was able to get a very good guess, the 4999 in round 2, but besides that, nothing too accurate yet. They're really hoping for some signs here. Portugal can definitely have very useful signs.
Fau's got something here, maybe.
Could have a town name.
Guimarães, it says Guimarães, that's a town near Porto, right? Yep, northeast of Porto. I don't know if he sees it.
Does he know it? He remembers the area, but it doesn't seem like he knows exactly where the town is. He's gonna have to do some scanning here.
I think Gingey's in Braga, which is also close to Guimarães. I think they're pretty similar distance, but yeah.
Wow, equidistant in the end. Very close, so only 28 points of damage there on the round 6. Go on to round 7. Canada flag.
Oh my gosh.
We're so back. Jake, we're so back.
We are so back.
Fau is going to be happy about this, I'll tell you that much. Multiplier 4 times damage now, and we're in Canada. You see Fau's little reaction there actually on the cam. He goes, oh, wait, we're back.
Was that an American flag? Oh no. I thought there was a Canadian flag at the start, but it looked like there was another one.
Oh, interesting.
We'll see, but if it is indeed Canada, this is exactly what Fau wants to see. I mean, we saw what happened in the first Canada round. If the multipliers had been higher, it could have ended right there, but it's Gingey who finds the first information.
Gingey finding it first, road 28, and Fau comes across it as well, but it's not loading on his screen yet. Oh no, there it is. He finally gets it in the end.
A little moment of panic there. And they've both got about the same information, but it's probably quite a long road. Got the 118 as well. We'll see if Fao is able to triangulate this. Only 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, it had Cardiff on the sign there, and he's right next to Cardiff. Looks like he might be able to get a really good guess here. Yep. Where is Gingey gonna go? Gingey up near Sudbury. This will be some points with 4 times multi. Timer's running out.
Yep.
There it goes. Fao, he's gonna take the moving on that with the 4 times multiplier, and we go on to no moving.
Fao doing what he had to do. He knows he's the favorite in moving. He knows he's probably the more balanced of the 2 players. And with the help of a couple of Canada rounds, he gets it done.
Yep, he's feeling good about that. You can even see it there looking at him. He had a little smile to himself, but then he knows he's got to collect himself. There's still more games to go. A whole best of 5 in front of you, only 1 out of the way.
Yep, only 1 game done. And like you said, there's a long road ahead, especially for Fao, who needs to finish probably top 2 in the tournament if he wants to be safely qualified for the World Championship. And of course, even if he wins this, he'll have to face Radu next.
Yeah, which will be a very tough opponent for sure. All right, guys, time for the no moving game, of course, powered by Opera GX, the official browser of the GeoGuessr World Championship. Let's get them into it. It's time for no moving.
We'll see if Gingey feels a little bit more at home here. We mentioned Gingey, the desk touched on it, but Gingey is one of the best in the world at guessing based off specifically things like vegetation. I mean, if you just put him in the middle of a field or a forest, he'll know where he is pretty reliably, and it's an impressive thing that he does. He focuses a lot less on things like car meta, copyright, that sort of stuff that are so important to so many other people. But Gingey really just guesses based off the vegetation and the vibes, and it's really impressive what he's able to do.
Yep, definitely. We'll get him in and see what they think on this rush around, round 1 to start us off. Yeah, Gingey, one of those players who doesn't actually know any car meta, as you're saying, is big on the vegetation, things like that. And again, we are in no moving now. The players cannot move up and down the road anymore. It's 1 360 panorama from the spawn location.
Very, very different. Again, the strategy in moving is to take your time, move down the road, see if you can find some written info, and get very, very close. But with no moving, it's really just about looking around and getting as close as you can.
Yep. Not much to go off of here. Fao thinking kind of near Saratov. Gingey in a similar area as well, but Fao locks it in first.
So it's winter Generation 4 Russia coverage, which is found sort of in the west and south of the country where both of the players are. So I imagine that they won't be too far away here. At least we won't see too much consequential damage in round 1.
Wow, but that's pretty close for Gingey to start us off. 943 health, a decent hit for a round 1.
Yeah, like we said, with rounds that don't have much information and are more just vibe guessing based off the landscape, that is where Gingey is going to excel.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we're looking at for our round 2. A bridge could be pinpointable here, Jake, if you have that road going underneath, but probably pretty difficult.
It's not going to be easy. These are not very large roads, but you never know.
It's could be possible. These are some of the best players in the world, but we'll see.
No doubt. It's not an easy round, honestly. Personally, I'm not even sure what country we're in. We'll see what the players think here.
Yeah, a hard one. Even Fao, you see him talking to himself there on the camera, looking a little confused. Gingey thinking the US. Got a plonk down in Oregon. I like it.
I could see it, yeah. I do like it as well. Fao also opted
Wyoming
for Western USA.
Definitely be some points, 1.5 times multi. Wow, is Gingey considering moving down to Arizona?
He is. You do get some deceptive coverage in Arizona. Of course, you think of Arizona as being so dry and deserty, but it has a lot of high elevation mountainous areas that can look deceptively like the rest of the country.
It looks like Gingey's not going to end up moving it. Only about 10 seconds left to go, and both players kind of in a similar area. Gingey, is he considering moving to Russia?
Oh my gosh.
Or he's considering South America.
He's looking at South America too. I mean, I don't know where we are either. Fao going for Yellowstone.
Wow, Washington in the end. What a difficult location. Only 44 points on the round 2.
That one would have been a tough one to 5K, yes. I must say.
Yes. Definitely. But we get into round 3 here. It looks like the UK. Some information here off the bat. Possibly.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder if they'll find anything usable here. Much more urban round than the previous two.
That's for sure.
I mean, there is an area code there. I think those are learnable, but they're very, very difficult to learn. So it would surprise me if either of them actually knows the area code. But you never know.
See, Gingey's opened the map to a pretty confident Plonk. Hasn't locked it in, but he's got the guess down. Bao opens the map, and he's thinking South Coast. So that's a pretty big difference. Multi 2 times, could be some points here.
Yeah, the players will be trying to get a vibe, looking at the architecture, what materials the buildings are made of, etc. Gingey considering South Coast as well, but currently leaving it near Wales. Bao looks like he's scanning, although I'm not sure exactly what he's scanning for.
Me neither. Gingey's maybe scanning for this cafe right now. I don't see a town on that, but yeah, it's a little bit mountainous there. You can see a mountain on Gingey's screen, but gonna be a hard region guess nonetheless. Definitely a difference between our two players here as the timer runs out, and it is gonna be Coastal. Foul. That's gonna be some damage there. 1,000, and the game evens up. So we're going to round 4.
What an impressive guess there from Fao. He really got those South Coast vibes and made a super, super good guess. So we are back basically even here.
Yeah, basically even now on the round 4. And what are we looking at here, Jake?
That's an excellent question.
We'll see if the players know.
We will see.
A difficult one for sure. And possibly a yellow middle road line there.
Interesting mountains in the distance here. Wow. I thought maybe, could it be Thailand or?
Possibly. Looks like Gingey's thinking that. He's going
Thai. I think it makes sense. I mean, my first thought was Philippines, but we have these oil palms along the side of the road, which don't really fit as well for the Philippines. So I do like Thailand a lot.
I like it too, but definitely a difficult round. We have some very difficult maps that have been made for these LAN tournaments, as always. Definitely puts the pressure on these players.
Gingey thinking west, but he doesn't know whether to go north or south.
Finally opens the map, and he's going far south.
He's far, far south. Gingey is hedging more towards Bangkok here, but these are very, very different guesses.
Yeah, 2.5 times.
He's actually switched to Malaysia.
He's in Malaysia now. This is going to be some points for sure.
Oh my goodness. We'll see who has the better vibe guess. This is Major.
This is it, Gingey. What is that?
What?
Even Fao is shocked. That's 4,800 points of damage. Fao's in the red.
That is unbelievable from Gingey. And like we said, there is no one better at just looking around and getting a vibe guess based off the vegetation, but that is an incredible guess.
So impressive from Gingey. That's our previous America's winner right there. Going out on the LAN once again. We go into round 5.
My goodness, what did we just see?
Unbelievable guess.
I mean, that could go down as one of the guesses of the tournament. That is phenomenal.
Wow, Fao is on his last breath now. He cannot lose a singular round here if he wants to stay alive in this no-move game. Or we're going straight back to moving for game 3.
Are we back here?
I think we're so back.
We may be back. I'm not sure that's what Fao wants to see, given how the last round went. Oh, he's in Colombia. Never mind.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Or Brazil. I mean, yeah.
That could be.
It could work, too. I mean, there are some poles in the distance. Maybe I didn't get a very good look. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Players are thinking Brazil. Whoops. Well, that's why we're here and not up there.
Fair point. Fair point, Jake. I mean, both players are confused on this one, too. We do have a Colombia from Gingey, and Fao has a plonk down in Brazil. So this could be game ending in either way with 3 times multiplier. Gingey now up considering Mexico.
He's thinking about Mex. Oh, my goodness. Again, this could decide the game in either direction, especially if Gingey decides to make that change.
Wow, let's see.
I mean, Fao is in Brazil. This is going to be game either way, I think.
Yep, it's Colombia and Brazil. It is Mexico, actually, in the end. But that will be enough damage. And Gingey takes game 2.
What a crazy location there. I mean, these maps are something.
Something else, Jake. I was just saying it earlier. Such difficult locations here on the maps that we have in these events here. Yeah, time to go back to moving. Fao's preferred mode. Definitely where we would assume he would take the W. He did it on the first game. Now he's back. If he wants to take this match, he's going to have to win this moving game, I'd say, Jake.
I think so as well, especially, I mean, Gingey's maybe building up a little bit of momentum, and given how that no-move game went, I think Fao does feel like he has to win this game if he wants to win the match.
Yep. he's definitely going to be feeling that. And once again, guys, sponsored by Opera GX. GX Man has laid down a challenge to the internet. He'll hide, you'll seek. Guys, join the GX Manhunt in GeoGuessr to win rewards, including gift cards, in-game items, and points. Go to geoguessr.com/OperaGX to start the hunt. Install Opera GX, study the photo, pinpoint his location. Guys, exclusive to Opera GX users. Goated browser, I must say.
Here we go.
Let's get him in to round 1 of moving. Once again, time for game 3 here.
Starting off in what looks to be Argentina, I would imagine. Here with the black car and the sort of dryish landscape. Players look like they went other directions, but there are signs in both directions here.
Oh, yep. Gingey has a sign, so does Fao, though. Probably pretty small towns. Fao's now going to move over to this bigger sign that should have 3 town names. Looks like 2 of them are blurred. Now he can see them. Yep, so he's got them there. Definitely going to be Argentina as well. You got the black Gen 3 Google car. We saw some Argentinian signs there.
Oh, he's got Fernandez. Fao has one of the towns. The third town on the sign is Fernandez. Only 47 away. He should be able to narrow this down pretty quickly.
Yep, he has it. He locks it in. Pressure's on now for Gingey, and he's far away in the Mendoza province. No multiplier yet, but this will be some big points.
This is where you see the difference in moving experience. Again, Fao has played so many rounds like this before. He's so used to scanning, and yeah, what a start.
Wow, there it is. That's a 4996, getting the correct town, 2,300 points on a round 1.
This is exactly where Fao feels at home. He needs more rounds with signage, with information. That is where he will thrive.
Yep. That is what he wants, and maybe he can get some here on the round 2.
We are moving just a little bit to the west. We are now in Chile, 1 country over.
And we're in a very deserty part, so we're going to know it's in the northern section of Chile. We do have a sign right there off the bat for Fao. Was it too helpful? It doesn't seem like it was. He moved away pretty quickly there. Both players now moving the same direction down the road, so they probably will find similar information if there is any to find here. Fao getting a little bit stuck, though.
Yep. Baquedano, that could be a town name. Not 100% sure.
Possible green sign here for Gingey. What does it say? Nope, not gonna be too helpful. He's gonna have to keep moving.
Yeah, there's some signage, but none of it actually has good stuff on it.
We're already more than halfway through the round, and it might come down to a region guess here without any information. Fao come across the sign again.
Gingey has the region there.
He does, yep. Antofagasta, let's see.
I'm not sure where Fao's pin is right now. He's also going Antofagasta. Oh, he may actually have the town.
Did Fao just find it?
He may have.
Oh, he's gonna line up the 5K, I think. Oh no, wrong town, but right road, just farther down to the west. Fao gonna continue to just chip away some damage, increase that lead, and hold his full health bar. Going around 3.
Yes, the town name was written there, but it wasn't super obvious that it was the town name, and it was, of course, quite small. Got a dog here? All right.
Bet that dog.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. We're on Brazil here for the round 3. A Brazilian pool there. Definitely worth knowing. Also this very reddish-orange dirt, very classic in Brazil.
I think it's the full South America game, Blue.
Yeah, true. We're getting a South America game here. We're just bouncing around countries. See what they can do in Brazil, though. Big country. And Jake, you know what we always say? What are you going to look for? You're going to look for an area code moving on Brazil, and it looks like Gingey has one right off the bat.
Real quick, 77 area code. I believe that's Western Bahia. I don't remember exactly. It's definitely one of the codes found in the state of Bahia. Both players will know that for sure. But even if you're in the right state, Brazil is so large that if you can find the town, you can still get major, major damage.
Yeah. See what they can do. See what they find. If they can find a town name there, possibly Gingey has this big poster here.
Yep.
Doesn't look like he's got a town on it necessarily.
Fao has a town name. I think it's at Formosa do Rio Preto, but I don't know. Oh, it's Gingey who finds it.
Wow, Gingey finds it. Not exactly what you'd expect from these two players, but there Fao finally gets it as well.
Both players passing the Urban Brazil area code test here.
Yeah, one of those things you gotta know to be pro. They're both getting the town.
2. Big 2.
2.
Fao remains flawless here in this second moving game.
Yeah, very impressive stuff. And this is our round 4 here.
This is our first Indonesia, yes.
Indonesia.
You love to see it.
You love to see it. And again, they are on move. So This location in no move could be a hard region guess, because you're missing some pulls and things like that, but they're going to be able to move around, and of course, Jake, they're going to want to Kabupaten.
They will. Kabupaten, the Indonesian word for regency. They are the second-level subdivisions of the country, and they are written all over the place. There's about 400 of them. They're a major pain to learn, but once you learn them, you become so much stronger moving in Indonesia. And Fao has sent it. I don't think he actually found a sign. I think that's just a region guess.
I think so too. I think he just wanted to put the pressure on. Maybe. Oh wow! But wait, Gingey's close by. West Sumatra, North Sumatra.
I think I prefer North Sumatra personally, but we'll see.
Timer's gonna run out. Yep. It is gonna be North Sumatra. Fao is just gonna continue to extend that lead. 1,400 points of damage. Gingey's in the yellow.
I did not expect Fao to be the one who sent first there, especially before finding a sign, but he just had a vibe and he went with it. Fair play.
Yeah, fair play for sure. Takes us to round 5 here. Some signs right off the bat. Lots of language.
Yep. Oh, there's a prefecture flag there. I would be surprised if either of the players knows that, but who knows?
See, if any would, I would presume Fao. No, he's going to move right past the flags.
Yep. Those are not things that pop up very often, so they aren't usually worth learning. We do have a couple electricity plates. Both players will see that. That little oval-shaped plate indicates that we're in the Chubu region, which is sort of right in the center of the country.
Yeah, it looks like Fao knows. Getting that guess in. We were just in Japan for GeoGuessr. Now in Dallas, getting a Japan round. Love it.
Yep. We are so back.
We're so back, Jake. That's what I'm saying.
So Gingey has Shimada City, I think it said. I'm not sure where that is, personally. I don't know how findable it would be on the map. I don't think Fao has has found anything as useful, but he's got a blue sign here.
Blue sign, that's what you want in Japan. He's got road numbers here, the 63 and the 64, and he's got some town names.
Yeah.
Only 4 seconds to lead.
Yeah, they're just gonna hedge here, and it's a bit more south.
Yep, not gonna find it in the end. More south, as you said, but Fao continuing to flawless here.
Still no health lost through 5 rounds, halfway through the game. Is this Mongolia? Oh boy.
Yeah, some new Mongolia coverage. Got the players in, round 6.
Well, I was talking to Fao beforehand, and he listed Mongolia to me as one of his strengths, so perhaps this will play to his advantage.
And we'll see. Hopefully he learned the new Generation 4 Mongolia coverage. Gingey first to open the map, though, and zoom in.
That said, oh no, it said Altan, not Altai. Yeah, I'm not sure. The thing about Mongolia is it's often very hard to find information, which is, again, that's kind of where Fao's strength is. So it's hard to say how this round is going to go, but it's a large country that could have huge implications.
Yeah, definitely could. I mean, even Gingey could make a big bounce back, I should say, on a round like this. Yeah, a couple signs here, but not a lot of usable information.
Yep.
Timer's starting to run out here. Only 15 seconds on the clock left to go.
Oh, he is going west.
Far west.
He's going for Ogi. I don't know if he saw...
Oh, he's dropping an emote.
I don't know how confident he is about this or not, but he's found a road that lines up.
Yeah.
Does he have it?
That road does look pretty good.
He does.
He does. He gets the 5K to take the second moving game.
What a performance from Fao in game 3. Incredible bounce back after that no moving game. Flawless, and finishes it off with a 5K. You cannot do it any better than that.
Yep, that is peak moving right there. Flawless, unbelievable stuff. Fao now sitting only 1 game away from possibly taking it to the semifinals.
Wow. Well, it's been cinema so far. We will see if we can get to that NMPZ match, if Gingey can play like he did in the last game.
Yep. Let's get him in. This could be it. Once again, guys, got to shout out one of our sponsors, Alienware. Join the Alienware arena and experience the excitement of the gaming community. Exclusive tournaments and amazing prizes await you guys. All right, let's get them in. It is time for game number 4. We're back in no move. So once again, 1/360 panorama is all these players are gonna get, and this is what they have to start off. Let's get them straight in. No more waiting around.
We are on a dam here. What a way to start. Not obvious at all. Gingey immediately putting his pin down in Java. Wow. There is some writing in the distance, but it didn't look like it was anything helpful.
You can see Gingey trying to take a look at that right now. He's kind of moving around his guess, considering switching over to Bali, but we'll see what he does.
I don't mind Bali. I think it's a reasonable idea, but...
You see Fao there. Fao opened his map kind of toward Malaysia. He's going mainland Malaysia here.
He is going Malaysia.
Big difference in points here and guesses for the round one. Gingey's locked in and the pressure's on. Fao's got to follow suit. Looks like he's going to do it. He's going to do mainland Malaysia.
Huge difference here.
Who has it in the end?
Wow.
Oh my God, it's Gingey getting the 4999 to start us off.
That is insane. I mean, Gingey is so locked in right now. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. On no move, he seems unstoppable.
I mean, he's just like, forget the moving. I mean, 3 out of the 5 games are not moving. He just has to win those, and he's through. And so far, he looks unbeatable in these modes.
We'll see what he can do here, round two. Such an impressive start.
I mean, getting the exact dam there is absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Great scanning ability. Here, Gingey considering Spain and Italy, so he's got a couple thoughts on his mind. Kind of placed a couple of plonks down to show us what he's thinking, but he's landing in Spain, and so is Fao, locking it in first. Gingey's now got to follow.
Fao going very, very far southwest, based off of the trees, I think, is why he's guessing there. Gingey is leaving it southeast for now, considering the switch.
He's considering it. Is he going to do it? He won't, and Fao will be closer. That's a bit of a bounce back there. 1.5 times damage, almost 2k health down, but Gingey still with a 2,000 health lead as we go into round 3.
Man, the scoring on this map is so punishing. I mean, Gingey's in the right country. He's even in the southern half, and he still lost 2,000 points there.
Yeah, unbelievable, even for a round 2. Round 3 now. Come in.
Looks like rural Australia, I would say. I like Queensland, which is where Gingey initially put his pin here. Fao, New South Wales. I could see either. Fao, I mean, he mentioned Mongolia as a strength to me. He also listed Australia as a weakness. So this might not be what Fao wants to see.
Definitely not the position he wants to be in right now, but he's going to lock in first. Actually, pressure will be on for Gingey now, but they're pretty close. Both in a similar pocket in New South Wales, but Gingey is going to be closer to Queensland, possibly hedging for the 2. 5 seconds to go.
Pretty similar guesses. Fao going to stay a little more south. We will see.
Wow,
what a guess.
What an amazing guess from Fao. That's 1,500 points of damage. The game's almost even.
Gingey is on the ropes here. It may look like he's ahead, but again, Fao is up 2-1 in games. If he wins this no-moving game, he is through, and Gingey is going home.
And now, round 4. I can't believe it's only round 4. This has been such an intense game 4, no moving already. And what are we looking at? Russia?
It's winter. I want to say like maybe Czechia or...
Could be.
Yeah, that's where Gingey's going. I do like it.
The plate looked all white at the beginning, but might not be.
Yeah, this winter Gen 3, you get a bunch of this in Czechia, also
Very
Hungary,
true.
Bulgaria, but I think the architecture probably is Czechia's best, in my opinion.
Fao looking a little confused there. Not too happy about this, but he can be happy that he almost evened out the game already.
I do think a lot of the Gen 3 winter coverage you get in Czechia is towards the northeast, where Gingey's pin is. Fao is a bit more south, but he has put his pin in Czechia too.
Yep, both going to be there. Similar-ish areas too, so we'll see how many points of damage we get on our round 4 here. Oh, Fao a bit farther south, but yet both a bit east. Timer's going to run out.
This won't end the game here, but one player might be able to chip away.
It's going to be farther west in the end. Not going to be much. I mean, Fao, yep, as you said, just a bit of a chip there, and now they're really even up as we go into round number 5.
Wow. I mean, this is anyone's game. I would think that Fao probably wants to close it out here. I don't think he wants to go to NMPZ.
He definitely does not. Fao does not want to see it. Let's get into round 5.
NMPZ probably the most random of the 3 modes. I mean, you definitely want to close it out here if you can.
Yep.
And And this round could be the decider. We will see.
Gingey's opened the map going into Brazil.
I like Brazil with the poles that we see here. Interesting little hut with those flags. I'm not totally sure what's going on there, but Argentina from Fao.
Yep,
now
Fao,
Colombia
Argentina.
from Gingey. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, as you said, the poles don't really look like Brazilian poles, so I like Gingey switching off of Brazil, but this is a hard round.
Oh my goodness.
Will it be decided right here? If we have Argentina and Colombia, it's over.
I mean, we saw the Latin America coin flip decide that previous no-moving game. We might see the same thing happen here.
Fao still sticking to Argentina, 10 seconds left. Gingey opens the map again, and he's still in Brazil.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, timer's gonna run out. Only 3 seconds to go. Argentina versus Brazil. Gingey zooming in on Colombia. He doesn't switch, and Fao is almost on top of it to take the game.
Fao is going to the semifinals. What a guess to end it.
Unbelievable for Fao. He makes it to day 2.
Absolutely phenomenal. And if there was any guess deserving of winning a game and winning a match, it was that one right there. Wow, amazing stuff.
Yeah, so impressive there. I will say all around, really great stuff from both players in that game. But in the end, Fao takes it home.
Wow, I can't believe what we just saw.
I know.
Amazing.
Unbelievable game. Such incredible guesses from both players. Got to go back and rewatch that one if you missed any part of it.
Absolutely. The reigning champion Gingey is eliminated, and we likely will not see him at the World Championship, but Fao giving himself a chance, and we've said time and time again how Fao, every time in that LAN environment, he seems to lock in. When the pressure is the highest on him, that's when he performs the best, and he did that here today.
He sure did. That Fao engine revved up on the LAN as he does. Such an impressive dub. Really, really great stuff.
Yeah.
Lovely to see people. More games to come today. This is just the first. We'll get one more, and then tomorrow, of course, will be our semifinals. And the third place match and the finals will be all tomorrow. But we have one more of our players going through, and he's actually ready right now for an interview. So let's go talk to him.
Wow. Congratulations on an amazing performance today. How does it feel to eliminate last year's America's champion?
Dude, honestly, it feels great. I was kind of sad when he beat me last year. I thought I could have won that one, but this one I played well, and it feels good to be in the second day.
I think so, yeah. So amazing gameplay. I think the moving games, you just really were dominant. I mean, you flawlessed him in one of those, so is moving like your strategy going forward? Do you think you're going to keep refining your skills and use that to your advantage?
Against Radu, it's tough. I don't know exactly what I'll be able to do against him. I just have to kind of make guesses like those, because in the NM game, I think that's where I played the strongest, actually, the last NM game, and so, I'll need to bring that forward into tomorrow.
Definitely, yeah. Well, best of luck in your match against Radu tomorrow. Congratulations again. Let's hear it for Fao, everybody. What a match. Congratulations. And with that, let's see what's...
What an absolutely insane beginning to the Americas Major. I thought initially it was going to be over instantly, but every single game where we start off with a massive hit onto Fao, he finds a way to strike back. I mean, talk to me here, GeoGuessr. What were you thinking through that match? Because there were so many back and forths.
I mean, I was mostly looking back at our predictions and how we thought the game is gonna end. Ziggy did mention it. Gingey is really a hit or miss wonder, and he did hit hard. Hit hard on Indonesia, on Thailand. Those were very, very difficult rounds, and he did strike a lot of points there. But at the end of the day, it is about consistency, and Fao, as we know him, was very consistent.
And that's exactly it, right? Because we talk about these two players and how you might have a player in Fao that have more experience playing in front of a crowd. I feel like when you in 3 out of 4 games start out in round 1 by taking almost 2k damage every single time, that is going to be pressure on your shoulders. But Fao find ways to come back in pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I mean, Fao initially had pressure off the bat. I mean, he took 2k damage in the first round on Philippines, and then, but the Rod and Xavier came. Canada, his saving country, came in 2 rounds actually in the same game, which really saved him, got him that win in that contested moving game. I really liked how Gingey, tried keeping up with the moving pace of Fao. But in the second moving game, I feel like, Fao just played too well for Gingey to have any, big impact. But I do also like the no-move game by Gingey. He really showed what we were talking about, where he can just, make that insane guess. We were like, how do you guess that close in Thailand? I wasn't even sure it was Thailand, so him getting that close is even more impressive.
Now, I feel like, you, the three of us, have casted 21 weeks of World League, where I feel like for the most part, we didn't really see the big hits before the multiplier started coming in, to kind of help add on to a bit of that damage going through there. But here, even in moving, where normally that's where the points are somewhat even given the info the players have available, there were heavy hits all the way through. So, did you consider, this seed of locations exceptionally difficult? What played in? What was the factor that made these games so incredibly hard?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it earlier with the game modes and who's really in favor, because moving is really a complete different game than no move. And Fao is just simply you have it on paper, you see it whenever he plays. He's just a way better moving player than Gingey. That is safe to say. It's how I see things. It's how we saw it on screen as well. And yeah, with 2 moving games off the bat in the first 3 games, that was really in Fao's favor.
Absolutely insane. Let's take a look at the brackets now and see, of course, what we're looking at moving forward. Now, with Fao out victorious, he is going to be taking on Radu C in the first semifinal tomorrow. We heard it in the interview there just before with CG, where he said, moving, is that your go-to thing now? It's like, yeah, I'm pretty good, but I'm up against Radu tomorrow. I don't know if I'm good enough for that. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. And then, of course, up next, it's going to be Moo versus Orlando. A game we'll be breaking down just a brief moment here as well, but a 3-1 victory to Fao over Gingey. Now, we didn't get through predictions prior to starting, but does this somewhat align, Siggy, to you with what you expected coming into it?
Yeah, I feel like I expected that result, in particular the 3-1. I knew that Gingey would probably take the no-move game, maybe the first one, or even maybe a moving game, but overall, Fao would win it, so I predicted a 3-1, 3-0, kind of something like that.
So let me add to it, because it's always very easy to say, this is the result. Did you expect that? Yes. Did you expect, despite the 3-1, that it went down the way it did, with so many back and forth and the difficulty of the seed that we were given?
No, those seeds were definitely very hard. In the last round, I was also like, this is never Argentina. Where is Fao guessing? This guy is so bad on LAN.
I feel like there was a few of those rounds where both of you were like, no, not there, no, not there, no, not there. And I was just leaning back going, well, if I don't know where we are, and you guys don't know where we are, no wonder they don't either.
That's the good thing, nobody is for sure. And that I really like those rounds where the country is not even obvious.
Yeah.
And you really saw that in that matchup, that, getting the country first is the one step. These players usually qualify in, region guessing those countries. So getting the country first, we see it's important.
Oh, it was a great game. For those of you guys who missed out of it, go back and watch it, because I feel like every single round, not only were every game overall amazing, but every single round we had so few, either it was pretty much tied, or it was 1,000 damage here and there. You look and you go, wait, okay, so they're both down over 2,000 damage. Wait, it's round 3? Like, what's going on here? It was so fast-paced, and if that's the tempo we're setting up for this whole tournament, it's going to be over before we know it. Good thing we're only doing 2 games today, because we're going to finish the entire broadcast today if that's the speed of which we're setting things on up. Now, for those of you guys out here watching who, like me, are music fans, you might have noticed that GeoGuessr has themselves a new anthem for this year's World Championship. And what better is that if you want to put your personal touch on this, hear me out here. Audiobox, GeoGuessr, and FL Studio has teamed up to launch the Global Remix Challenge like no other. They're inviting producers everywhere. Maybe you guys can hop in, make some music as well. No clue if you do that or not, but if you do it right here, right now. You can join in on the official GeoGuessr World Championship Anthem tournament and try to put your own spin on it, turn it into something absolutely legendary. This is not just a battle, for bragging rights. No, this comes with the winner being released officially on Universal Music. A major label drop, absolutely incredible. So if you've been waiting for a moment to put your name on the music map, this will be it. Thank you so much to Audiobox, GeoGuessr, and FL Studio for making that possible. Myself, Music Man. I don't know if it's fair if I join in, and I win. It's like, oh, but Toby's a caster, he can't, it's unfair. I won't do it. I want to see what all of you guys have installed, or hear, I should say, what you guys have installed. Because we heard the music, it's good, it's vibey, but it could also go with a lot of different genres. What would you like to see the legendary song in a new genre of?
As a genre, ooh,
Yeah.
that's difficult.
Oh,
I
for
mean,
me, it's
I
very
like
easy.
it. I like pop music.
Okay, I would have loved to see Pala do a UK drill remix on it. So, Pala, if you see this, can you maybe do that for us? Thank you very much.
What? UK drill, death metal, give us everything you have. We want to see all the remixes out there. And with that, we are now going to hop to a short break. And when we come back, it's going to be Moo versus Orlando. So don't go anywhere.
Let's play a game. I'll hide, you seek.
Unconfirmed sightings of the GX Man have been reported all over the world.
My VPN means I can be in multiple places at once. I can mod my look at the click of a button. I'll block any ads attempting to promote the manhunt. Your time starts now. Play the GX Manhunt at GeoGuessr. Find me and get a reward.
The return of Area 51, Alienware's highest performance desktop yet, equipped with powerful Intel Core Ultra processors. Innovative architecture designed for ultimate gaming. Engineered to evolve alongside your game. Encounter the legendary Area 51 at Alienware.com.
Aloha, I'm Oli Carvalho. Dive in with me to see how the Shiba Hope Grows program is bringing our coral reefs back to life. Giving ownership to these communities, it's a sense of pride to know that we are giving back to our own oceans. Stream Reef Builders now on Prime Video.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute, had a real late night, woke up with my head spinning out in Nashville. It's been mad real, I need sunglasses, I need Advil. I like fake boobs, and my cash real. I like first place, you're in last still. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
Look, pocket rocket in my pocket, please don't make me pop it. All these boys just wanna copy the side, tell them niggas stop it. Whoa, whoa, it's my destiny, feeling like Latoya, like it found me my Beyonce, and she shotgun in the cockpit. Grinding with the team, making C notes. In my pocket still full of green, call it CeeLo. Alligator watch on me, Tim Tebow. And these haters love to watch me like Tebow. Look, I don't take L's, I just learn a lesson. Before I count the M's, always count my blessings. Look, I'm too sure, never second guessing. Got some money, put up for the rain, so I'm never stressing.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
Bao beats Gingey, and now we are back with Moo taking on Orlando here at the GeoGuessr Americas Major, brought to you live from DreamHack in Dallas. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Once again, welcome everyone. I'm Toby. I'm joined by Gelotris and Siggy, and we're in once again for what I believe to be an amazing game. So I want to do something completely opposite this time around. Prediction before we break the players down. Who wins this one, Gelotris?
Ooh, you caught me off guard.
I know I did. That was intentional.
I have to give it to Moo.
Score?
I have to give it to Moo in a 3-1 fashion.
3-1?
I'm going to go very risky. I'm also in favor of Moo here, but I'm going to go risky and say he's going to take a 3-0 clean sweep victory. No problems at all. That is very risky, I think.
Okay, 3-0, 3-1 to Moo. We'll see if that's going to happen or not. If you're out there cheering on your favorite player, then make sure to get those predictions in there as well, because we do like to see it. Of course, bragging rights when we're right, and then we go, it's difficult to predict when we're wrong. At least that's how I like to do it. But with that, let's get into these two players. Let's start with Moo, who's coming in from Canada. Absolutely incredible player. And I mean, Siggy, talk to me about this young man. He's an incredible guy. How has his journey been to this point here?
Yeah, incredible player, as you said, but his past wasn't as good. He did only have one LAN event, which was last year's Americas Major, and he went out in the group stage as last place. But since then, I think one of the most improved player across the field of all the World League players. He finished 9th place in the World League, and not only that, he also, has a very high ranking in the competitive ranks in GeoGuessr itself. So it's very safe to say that he has put in a lot of effort and a lot of studying to come to the place he's now.
And now, just quickly, we can see here on the brackets, the winner of this matchup is going to go up against MK. And how do you see him? Should Moo come out victorious? As you're both predicting here, Gelotris, how do you see his chances going up against MK should he make it there?
Yeah, that's a very, very high contrast matchup here.
Exactly.
Because on the one side, you have MK who just slams everything down and vibe guesses everything. And on the other hand, you have Moo, who's really thinking rounds through. He's more of a slow-paced player. He really likes to gather the information we have on every location.
Exactly.
So that could be interesting, but I think it's more in favor for Moo.
Yeah. So, I mean, we hear from Siggy some of it, his journey coming here, his 9th place overall in the World League, which is incredibly impressive. But as much as we don't necessarily know Moo from his LAN performance, we all know that he's a pillar of the online community. Talk to me a bit about what he's been able to do there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, for my job here at the desk, I have to kind of look into these players and what they do and whatnot. And Moo actually does live streams on Twitch from time to time. You get to catch him playing, practicing. And he was playing a lot of state-specific moving games in the US. That's something you need to know, because the US is a big country. Big country means big points.
Exactly.
Can get very handy. Another country he is really passionate about is Japan. He does like to do prefecture streaks. We talked about it with Fao, where he does streaks for provinces in Canada. The same thing is Moo doing in Japan. And as a third country he's practicing, it's Brazil.
Ooh, spicy, spicy.
Matchup.
Going up against the Brazilian player, we'll see if that's going to work out for him. But before we continue talking, let's hear from the players themselves and what their thoughts are coming into this matchup.
Oh, so my first game against Moo is going to be a really tough one. He's definitely improved a lot. He participated on the last majors. He didn't do too well, but on this World League, he played amazingly.
My feelings about playing versus Orlando. I feel confident. I mean, I know what I'm capable of as a player, so I just need to focus on my own game, really. And I'm pretty confident that if I play how I know I can, then things will go well. So
I managed to beat him on the World League, so hopefully it's gonna happen again. I mean, he has a similar play style as me. He doesn't like to go too fast, so I think it's gonna be like a tough match, but it's definitely going to be fun.
I think we have a somewhat similar play style. I know he's also said that in the past, so it's going to be somewhat evenly matched, but I think I might have the edge in terms of knowledge and maybe in moving as well. I feel pretty confident, so we'll see.
Moo says he might have the upper hand here. Could very well end up being the case, but something Orlando said, which I think is very interesting, is that they both like to take their time, they both like to play it slow. Well, we know who the winner of this matchup is going up against an MK. How do you think their matchups here now is going to be played compared to how it might end up being going up against MK tomorrow?
Yeah, you know, today they might feel like confident and safe because in an environment like this, they know their opponent will not insta-guess like somebody like MK will do. So it's going to be way different this time. They kind of have to prepare for each opponent. So right now they're prepared to know, you know, I will have my time. I will get these seconds to, you know, move around, get my information in. But in the next matchup, they might have to, you know, switch up the style or expect a different matchup.
Well, you know what? You've heard from us, you've heard from the players. One guy we've yet to hear from in this matchup is CG, and I know that he's standing ready on the floor in Dallas with the players. So CG, let me hear, how are these guys feeling coming into this game?
They are ready to go, Toby. I've got them here both with me for a quick pre-game interview. So, Moo, I'll start with you. First of all, just how does it feel to be here in Dallas, back at a LAN event? Are you ready?
I'm really excited, and I'm very nervous, but I hope I'll do my best.
Yeah, definitely. And Orlando, I'll ask you the same thing as well. How you feeling? You ready for this today?
Yeah, I'm feeling really well. It's definitely an amazing experience to be here in Dallas on this big event. Yeah, and I'll focus on my game. Hopefully, I'll do well.
Absolutely, that's the spirit, guys. And Moo, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you were in 9th place in the World League, just behind, you know, players like Radu and MK from the Americas. So how does it feel to have done so well in that league? Are you ready to sort of carry out that legacy here today?
Yeah, hopefully we'll continue with that success. You know, I think I did all right in the World League. I think I can do a lot better though, and so hopefully this will be the start of that. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And Orlando, I do want to mention, you know, you're our one Latin American representative here today. I believe one of the first pro players signed to a professional esports team. So how does it feel to be, you know, sort of a front runner in that side of the things for community?
Yeah, it's been really cool. Like Imperial has supported me so much, and hopefully it also opens a gate for some other organizations to sign more players and make GeoGuessr bigger.
Yeah, amazing. Well, guys, best of luck for this match. Let's hear it for Moo and Orlando. Apologies for that one, guys. Good luck, and may the best player win. And Toby in the desk, back to you guys in Stockholm.
Thank you so much, CG and boys. Everyone out there getting ready for the games. It's amazing to hear and see. And you know what? I mean, we didn't coordinate questions with CG in any way, so I can just take my notes here and kind of throw them on the ground, because everything I was going to ask you guys, they both just answered themselves in regards to both Orlando being a Sion player and their aspects and moving and whatnot. But still, we talked Moo just a second ago. Now I want to change the focus over towards Orlando, because he's an incredible player. And I'll start off, I mean, right on the top to, no, you know what, I'll go this way around instead. GeoGuessr, just talk to me a bit about Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, Orlando, unlike Moo, I don't really see him play that much here and there. I mean, I've seen a couple duels where I played against him, but seeing himself playing, it's not something I see a lot. Therefore, I'm more hyped about seeing him on the LAN events and actually playing those games, besides on the World League, of course. We saw him play. But yeah, what can I say? They are both very, very passionate players, I would say. Now that he's under a contract of an esports organization, that might put some extra pressure on him. Could be good, could be bad, you know. But yeah, very, very wholesome dude. I love both of them. I mean, it's really hard to choose someone to root for here. And yeah, I mean, on his strengths, I would say Orlando is a very balanced player.
We say very balanced, but also we talk about the importance of being good at moving, simply because the format is structured the way that it is. Do you think, Siggy, that Moo's potential advantage, of course we don't know the seed, how things are going to play out. We've seen upsets time and time again in GeoGuessr, but do you feel like Moo's upper hand in moving is going to be what's going to potentially net him the win here?
Yeah, and I also have 2 reasons for that. First of all, his name is literally Moving, so that's, I mean, off the bat, that is a very good start. And what may some people be surprising, but he's also a Minecraft speedrunner. So if you have watched Moo on Twitch, he does stream Minecraft speedrunning, so that will definitely help him in the moving games. And as we have seen, those moving games are so important, because not only is it the mode we see twice, just like normal, but also we start off with it, so it sets a precedent of how the matchup will go.
Now, we have seen and heard their individual skill sets, and while Moo right now might overall look like the upper hand, we cannot take away from the impressive performances Orlando's been able to put up in the past. Second at the Americas Major last year, finished in the semifinals of the World Championship last year as well. We saw with Gingey against Fao earlier how much being in front of an audience, playing on a stage with the camera right there in your face, catching every single reaction, how much that can influence your play, your focus, and whatnot. Do you think that even if Moo might be better on paper here coming into this matchup, that Orlando might have the upper hand to some extent, or that at least it evens out GeoGuessr because of that factor and his experience?
Yeah, I mean, we have just seen it on the game where Fao versus Gingey. We gave Fao the upper hand because he's so good at moving and with how important moving is. But it still was a very close game. It wasn't that clear. Therefore, it might be a slight advantage, but nothing to really decide beforehand.
Are there any countries in particular? I mean, we heard it before that Moo has been practicing Brazil, and since he's now going up against a player from Brazil, do you feel like maybe there's some pressure on Orlando here? Siggy, I'll come to you with this one. To go out and show up, should we get Brazil rounds, which we got a couple of in the previous game already?
Yeah, I mean, Brazil would be very hyped to get. I mean, just in this matchup, you know, the natural-born Brazilian, but on the other hand, you have the one who methodically maybe like learned how to region guess Brazil. So it will be definitely interesting to see the clash, but also I'm excited to see maybe the American continent, something like Canada, something like US, something, you know, Moo has practiced a lot to see that, and especially in those moving games, because he has learned how to use the information in those countries.
And it's, I mean, it's so amazing to see, because not only does it all happen so, like, I feel like they soak in, especially in moving information so fast that oftentimes we don't even register them having seen something because they're already moving on to the next thing. From 2 players, I mean, now that I have 2 players here with incredible playing experience yourself, how does that, I mean, how does that soak in to the brain at GeoGuessr? When you're playing moving, you just send it around as fast as can be to get as much info, or do you try and lock down on individual things more?
Yeah, there are way more thoughts going through a brain of a moving player than we see on screen.
Yeah.
It is, you have to remember where you came from when you move. So, you know, the actual location on the map you click on has to be your spawn point, not where you move to. So backtracking is a skill you need. You need to know which direction to go and which direction is more likely to have the right information you are looking for. That's something you need to know. You need to learn city names, you need to learn area codes, and on top of that, you also need to build a vibe on your surroundings while moving. So yeah, a very, not easy to learn skill set, I would say.
Yeah, and I think one of the most, underrated skills is, knowing what country has what type of information and where you would find it, Usually something like Philippines, there will be information everywhere, but it's not on like signs next to the road, it's on storefronts where they just, this is our address, come here. Even though the people are already there, so I'm not sure why that would be on the sign. But, something like that is very underrated, and people have to learn for each country, where do I get info and how do I use it?
And for those of you viewers out there sitting here feeling completely overwhelmed by the info we're giving you right now, I can tell you, we're just scraping the surface. This is like the very tippity top of the part of the iceberg that's already way above the water. But you know what? We've talked long enough. Let's get into this game. Let's get it going over with Bloom and Jake. Guys, take it away.
Thank you so much, Toby. Always lovely to hear you on the desk there with Ziggy and GeoGuessr. Lovely insight. Guys, it's time now for the game. I'm Bloom, joined by Jake Lyons, and we're here to walk you through our second quarterfinal for today. I cannot wait. Jake, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I can't wait for this matchup either. Orlando, of course, we mentioned. He's the only player signed to an esports organization. He's done so well at LAN events in the past. But Moo, I mean, I think he's probably the most improved player since last year of anybody in the entire World League. And I've had the good fortune of playing with him on my team in a lot of competitions. I asked him about a week ago what he felt his weakness was going into these games. What are his weakest countries in GeoGuessr? He said none. And let me tell you, Moo is a player who has a lot of self-confidence issues. You know, sometimes he underrates himself. But to hear him I've never heard him that confident before. To think that he's that confident going into these games is like, wow, this guy, he's ready.
He is so ready to go. And Orlando's gotta be too right here, because it's time. Players are ready. Audience at home and in Dallas. Are we ready? Sounds like it. Jake, let's get him started on the moving game. Round number 1.
Looks like maybe Turkey here.
Looks like it.
There are some trash bins right by the start. Now, trash bins will have the municipality name written on them. Some municipalities are quite large, some are quite small, so hard to say. Neither player has looked at a bin yet. And
who has now?
Yeni Karpuzlu.
Orlando has it as well.
I don't know if that is the town, but I've certainly never heard of it myself.
If Jake hasn't heard of it, you can bet players haven't. But we'll see.
I wouldn't be so sure. Moo knows a crazy, crazy amount of stuff. Ooh.
See, they're both in Western Turkey here. However, Orlando, much farther north than Moo, is currently scanning. Moo's gonna reset back to spawn and decide to look the other way.
Moo looks like he's scanning. Yeah, Yeni Karpuzlu, I think that is the town, but neither has succeeded in finding it just yet. He's got it.
Oh, wow,
he's got it.
He has it. It's in the European section of Turkey, very far west. Orlando now finally scanning in that area. It doesn't look like he's gonna find it. Timer's gonna run out, and Moo with the 5K to start us off.
What a way to start. Orlando, even with a good region guess, I mean, he's in the right part of the country, basically, and he still loses 1,000 points. It shows how important it is to be precise, and yeah, perfect start for Moo.
Yeah, and we're back for round 2 now. And where are we in Malaysia again? In our coverage?
I think this is normal. I think this is India.
Okay, it is just India. Looked like that last round.
No, I can understand the hesitancy this time, but this is official coverage, even if the camera quality isn't amazing.
We do have both players having signs here, and Orlando looks like he's going to have a road number possibly.
Yeah, he might there. Moo already, he's scanning in Rajasthan, and Orlando going for Madhya Pradesh. I don't know if he actually has a road number or not, but it looks like he might, because he appears to be scanning for it.
Yeah, it looks like he is. He saw 84 on that little bollard there. Wait, Orlando black screen?
Did we lose him?
Oh, he's back. Looks like he's still playing, so he should have it. Might be a tech issue. Moo is still off, just moving as fast as he possibly can.
I don't think Moo has found a single piece of written information here. But he does appear to have a similar region guess, both looking at Rajasthan here. Ooh, is Orlando going further east?
Wait, Moo's in Maharashtra? Yep, okay. Both players gonna be pretty close by there, but Moo by a decent bit extend that lead. Puts Orlando on 4,100 health. Going around 3.
And Moo is such an incredibly balanced player. I mean, both of them are, but I mean, even when he doesn't have good info, he so often just makes amazing region guesses like the one he just did.
Yep. Get him in here round 3.
Change of scenery here. Looks like maybe the Baltic countries. One of the 3.
Thinking maybe a Lithuania or something, but we'll see what the players think.
I like Lithuania, yeah.
Moo's made it out to a main road here. Orlando still kind of stuck in this little city. But Moo is making a move. You see that difference in the moving skill and ability. Moo's come across the sign very quickly.
Yep.
Zooming in on Lithuania.
Definitely Lithuania. He had a couple town names. I don't know how large they were, but he appears to be scanning for them now. Not finding him so far.
Yeah, not finding him in Orlando. Still kind of struggling to get to any information. But Moo, if he can find anything quick here, put the pressure on. Orlando has now made it out to a main road, though, so he could find this same sign.
The thing is, when you're scanning for cities, it often helps when you have a good region guess to be like, okay, I'm going to scan this part of the country. But with Lithuania, it kind of all looks the same, so it makes it a little bit harder for you to figure out where exactly to narrow your search down.
Yeah, great point. And Orlando has just made it to that same sign that Moo has, but yet in the end, neither player actually found it exactly, but Moo will be a bit closer, extending his lead even further.
Moo remaining flawless. And again, both of these players very strong, very balanced, but I think you have to give Moo the edge, especially in the moving games. He is such an experienced moving player, and for my money, he's probably top 5, maybe even top 3 moving players in the world.
I do like that shout. And we go on to round 4 here. We do have a Stobie pull here, South Australia pull. Both players are going to know that. Let's get them in. They see it right away.
Yep.
And it's off to who can now find the information to make the better guess within South Australia. Again, we talk about Moo being one of those best moving players. He's employing a strategy where you'll open the map and start zooming into your region guess as you're still moving down the road. Saves you a little bit of time, so players who are really good at moving will definitely do that.
And a couple of seconds can make all the difference, especially when the round is only 1 minute total. Orlando looked like he found a sign, a place called Salt Creek, probably very, very small. Moo's got the same. But again, even knowing it's South Australia, it's a large state. And Moo found it.
Wow. And Moo found it. And he's locked in as well. Pressure's on now for Orlando. Will he be able to find it? He does know it's Salt Creek once again, but with only 5 seconds remaining, doesn't look like he'll get it.
He's fairly close, though.
He is fairly close, but Moo right on it, the 4998.
Gotta give Orlando credit. I mean, he was in the right part of South Australia, down south there. I mean, if he had gone near Adelaide or north of it, that could have been disastrous for him. But he stays alive, and look what we have here.
Look what we have here, Jake. Get him straight in on Brazil.
Again, it's urban, so especially in a moving game, it's largely just going to come down to can the players find area codes? We'll see if they can.
Oh, wait, did Orlando just have one right there? 60-something, I think.
Yeah, it's probably, if he's going North Goiás, I think it's probably 62, I think.
Could definitely be. Oh, wow, he's just locked it in. Moo hasn't found one yet. He sees some phone numbers.
Oh, I think he's got one. I think he just got one.
South Goiás.
I didn't see his code. Oh, wait, he's going Tocantins? Wait, what is the code?
I missed what it was too. The timer's gonna run out. It will be Tocantins. Moo will be closer, extend the lead even further, and actually win.
Flawless in game 1, and I don't know if Orlando, if he saw a bait code or if he didn't see one. I'm not totally sure what happened there, but he sent the North Goiás and it did not work out for him. But what a start for the Canadian.
Yeah, really great start for Moo. Once again, with the Canadians in this tournament, we expect them to be winning these moving games, and they're doing it here. Moo's starting off strong, taking us on to the no-move game.
Again, doing what he feels he needs to do. Just like we said, Fao felt like he needed to win the moving games against Gingey. Moo definitely will feel like he has the comparative advantage in moving against Orlando, so a crucial win for him there.
Yep, very crucial. It's going to be no moving time, Jake. Who do you take on the no move?
Oh, this is a tough one. I mean, this is a must-win for Orlando. Absolute must-win. And even in no move, I might slightly favor Moo, but I think Orlando's going to lock in, and I think he's going to take this game.
Okay, we got the official Jake Lyons prediction. Taking Orlando on this. They're locking in. They're getting ready to go. We're going to load in here to our game number 2.
I mean, my pre-match prediction was 3-1 for Moo, so I think if Orlando's going to get that one, I think it's got to be this one here.
All right, taking this one. Let's see. Let's get him in. Round number 1.
And who knows? I mean, if he can take this game, he could carry on that momentum and take the match. You never know.
Yep, definitely doable. We'll see what he can do here. Looking like some Polish poles here.
Yep. Very classic Polish poles with the holes in them and that sort of A-frame style. Poland is a notoriously difficult country to region guess. I mean, you can kind of go off the foliage, the architecture, etc., but none of the metas are particularly reliable, so it wouldn't shock me if both players are relatively towards the center here.
Oh, wow. Both going a little bit north, yeah.
Wow, impressive.
And they actually region guess Poland. You don't see that very often. 126 points to start us off, though. Not too much.
When you're successfully region guessing Poland, you know you've made it as a GeoGuessr player.
Yep. That's when you know. Round 2. Didn't like some Scandinavia.
Yeah, my first thought was Norway here. Could be Sweden, something along those lines. I'm sure the players will move, find some signage here. Moo is known as an excellent... Oh, wait. Move and find some signage in a no-moving game. Yeah, that's surely, that's very likely.
Very likely.
My bad.
No worries.
I do like Norway, but it's hard to say. Moo is known as one of the best Norway players out there, but it's Finland, so oops.
Wow. Thinking Finland.
I got to reset here.
For Finland.
I got to lock in. It is hilly for Finland. This is why I thought Norway or Sweden is because Finland, you don't normally get hills this high, but around Tampere, where Moo is, you do get a lot of them. So they are both going for Finland.
Yep, Orlando thinking it as well. A little farther south, though. It's actually going to be right by the coast there. Orlando going to extend that lead just slightly. 3-3-3.
It's the start he needs, and again, it's only about 500 health, so it's nothing much, but Orlando will take every little bit that he can get. Wow. Beautiful road here. Probably Bangladesh, you get a lot of these sort of tree-lined, low-lying roads. But again, not an easy country to region guess.
Definitely not, and they're really lacking in signs, and they can't see much of the surrounding landscape, just surrounded by trees here. Yep, again, no move, so no moving up and down the road. Just this one 360 fan is all they get. Orlando thinking just north of Dhaka, could possibly just be a hedge, I would presume.
Yep.
But Moo, Moo goes farther north, and it's very far south in the end. Orlando's just going to continue to extend that lead.
Always click Dhaka. If you're unsure, it's never a bad place to go.
Very true. The classic hedge. Going around 4.
Looks like a Chile here, I would imagine. Very empty, barren desert landscape here.
So once again, we had a Chile round earlier. Should be the northern part of Chile in the Atacama Desert.
Oh, it was coast, I think, in the distance, maybe.
Oh, wait, is that a Peru flag?
Was there? Oh, maybe it was, actually. Wow, I just automatically assumed that this was Chile. Oh, wait a second. Moo is in Chile. Oh, boy. Oh, this could be huge. If you're correct about the flag,
I don't think he's seeing it.
Orlando could win here. I mean, with the coast southwest, it makes sense for Peru. It just looks so much like Chile.
Oh, he sees the flag. He sees the flag. Yep, he's zooming out. He's going to Peru.
You see his face there.
No, but an understandable shout.
Could have been near miss there, yeah. Or maybe it's a Canadian flag. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. 10 seconds remaining. Both players trying to line something up if they can using that compass.
Wow, what a crazy round.
Yeah, very crazy round. For Peru especially. The timer's going to run out and they're both basically right next to each other. Good guesses from both of our players. And finally, Moo is going to break the flawless just barely. Take us to round 5.
Very impressive guesses there. Peru, very large country. Again, notoriously hard to region guess, so super impressive there. South Korea, definitely a change of pace here.
Got some South Korea here for the round 5, our first of the day. A lot of clues here for South Korea. Obviously Korean language right off the bat. Got the black bukar, which is common.
There is maybe an area code over there on that sign. 041 it might say, I'm not sure. I think 04 is sort of northeastern part of the country, but yeah, I'm not even positive that's what it says. So.
Yeah, hard to tell precisely. And South Korea, another country that can be pretty hard to region guess. But Moo is thinking sort of this southwestern coast. Finally, Orlando's going to open the map, and he thinks just south central coast.
Yep.
Definitely some coastal trees there that you can see. So I like a coastal shout, but it could not be. Oh, Orlando's now down on Jeju Island.
Ooh, wow. I wonder what makes him think that. I mean, you often get a lot of volcanic rocks and things around on Jeju, but I don't see any of that. So it's a risk for sure, but it looks like he's going to go back to the mainland.
Back to the mainland, so timer's going to run out here, and Moo is going to be closer. 3 times multiplier. That's 1,500 points of damage. Moo takes the lead.
And that's what happens when the multipliers increase like that. I mean, Orlando, it looked like he had a solid lead, but it can, of course, evaporate, even in a small country like South Korea, very, very quickly.
Very quick. And now we go on to round number 6.
Is this Cambodia? maybe? Like coastal.
Yeah, it could be some coastal Cambodia. Interesting.
Is that a city over there? Is that a skyline? That might be like Sihanoukville is my thought. Yeah, that's exactly what Moo is thinking here. I really like this guess.
I do too.
Very
Trying to line
large
something up.
coastal city. Yeah, I think Moo is going to be close to 5K. The question is Orlando going to follow suit, or is he going to have a different idea here?
Yeah, yet to open the map for Orlando, so we don't know what he's thinking, but Moo's locked in now. Pressure's on.
I love the guess here.
Really nice guess. Moo actually looks a little unhappy with himself on the camera. Orlando's considering capital.
There he goes. Wait, where's he going? Where's he going?
Gonna go?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's going Sri Lanka.
Oh my god, he's going to lose right here.
Wait, that's gonna be it. Moo does have it. And with 3.5 times damage, he's gonna take the game.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we said it was all about consistency. Moo's such a consistent player, and oh my gosh, Orlando with the last second switch. Wow.
Wow, and he had it too. He was zooming in on Cambodia. Something made him second guess. He ends up zooming out, making a blunder, goes Sri Lanka. You hate to see it. We do go on to our third game now, and Moo is sitting just one game away from taking the win.
Such an unfortunate blunder there. We'll see if Orlando is able to compose himself and come back. It is now must win. Again, all these matches for these players today are win or go home. Orlando must win each of the next 3 or it is over.
And before we head in, gotta shout out our third partner, Shiba. Guys, Qualifications is an exciting new extension to the GeoGuessr game that takes you underwater. You can join some GeoGuessr legends and test your knowledge of the world's reefs, fish, and ocean floors. Guys, Qualifications is brought to you by Shiba. Yes, the cat food brand, doing extraordinary things. Thank you to Shiba. Guys, let's do it. It's time for Game 3.
Well, this could be it right here. We said Moo probably feels most confident in moving in this match. So we'll see if he's able to close it out, make it 3-0, and book his spot in the semifinals.
And we're starting off on Japan for the round 1. One of Moo's specialties definitely is Japan. He's one of the best at guessing in Japan in the world. So let's see what he can do here. Both players opening the map, zooming in quick.
077 area code Orlando found. I do think that is the Kansai region. I want to say Hyogo or Shiga. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, Moo's come across some signs here. He's got the 32 and a couple town names. Can he line it up? He sees Kochi in the west, big city.
Kochi and Takamatsu. So Moo is definitely going to be closer here.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly the start he wants.
Wow, that's going to be some points for the round 1. Moo with the 5K.
Wow. He's so locked in right now. And again, I mean, I mentioned like Moo felt so confident coming into this tournament, more confident than I've ever heard him be. And seriously, when he locks in, there is almost nobody in the world better than him.
Yep. Moo is a very formidable opponent, has put in an absurd amount of work in the last year to be here. Let's see if he can take it in 3 or if Orlando can come back, keep his tournament life alive.
Both players moving east here. If they find info, they might find the same stuff. Moo zooming in on a sign. Doesn't look like it had much, though. I think it's Poland here.
Could be. We got some Polish pulls, Polish ballers there as well.
Sign for Orlando that Moo, I think, missed. I think he was at the same intersection, but I don't think he saw this.
Don't think he did either. So he's got the road 36 and then a town name. He's got the road already here. For Orlando has it. Now it's just, can he find this town?
Yeah, it's a large country. The roads are often quite long, but he's looking for Rabic here. Or does he have the 36? It looks like he's scanning the whole country still.
Now he is.
Now we've got the 36 for Moo as well. Can he find the road?
Now it's a race in scanning ability. Who will be able to find this? Moo looking west, and he looks confused on the cam. Oh, wow, but Orlando, in the end, is the one who gets it. The 4963 deals 310 points of damage.
And even if it's not a lot of damage, it's just maybe good for the mental there. Orlando needs to get back on track again. He must win this game.
Yep, he's got to do it here, or it's over. Round number 3.
We've mentioned it before, but it is amazing how much these players went through to get here. 5 months of not only playing nearly every weekend, but studying all the time to keep their skills sharp. But it all comes down to one best of 5.
What a stressful position to be in for these two players. And Orlando really in the hot seat. He's locking in Cordoba.
I think they both have that it's Cordoba. We'll see if Moo is able to get any closer.
Wow, yeah. In the end, both players pretty much equidistant. Just 52 points of damage. We go to round 4.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Are we back?
Are we back? We're in Brazil on the round 4. Let's see what the players can do with this.
Like we said, it's going to be interesting because Orlando is from Brazil and he's a strong Brazil player, but Moo in particular has been playing a lot of Brazil and considers it certainly to be a strength for him as well. So that sign has towns to say do Piauí.
Yep. So they've got the state here within Brazil, so the guesses should be relatively close.
But again, even the states within Brazil are quite large.
Very true. Ooh, another sign here from Moo.
Yeah, Bela Vista do Piauí and Simplício Mendes. I don't know if, I think they're both just scanning for what they see on these signs. I don't know how large these towns will be though.
Moo's now opting to just line up the road and line
Moo has
up.
Simplício Mendes. He's got one of them, yep.
And that road angle looks great.
I can't tell how far away he is from Orlando right now, but Moo is, I think, is on it here.
Let's see, timer runs out here. 1 second to go, that's it. And Moo, once again, Moo's playing out of his mind. Such a great guess. 2,000 damage, even when they're both in the correct state.
Again, he's so good in moving. He's so hard to take a game off. I mean, I think he was #1 in the world not too long ago in the GeoGuessr World Rankings for moving. I mean, he's incredibly consistent. And Orlando is not in a good position right now.
Orlando's gonna need something big here. 3 times multiplier, it could be doable.
Oh, is he insta-guessing?
Oh,
Thinking about it.
Both zooming on South Australia.
It's Orlando who insta-guesses.
Wow, Orlando puts the pressure on this time.
Changing up the strategy. I mean, it makes sense. Again, if you let Moo move and you let him get to info, he just punishes you. So Orlando is like, what the heck? I'm going to try something else here. Is it going to work? He's going Victoria.
Oh, that's a big difference. Wow, it is going to be South Australia. And Orlando closer, 2,500 points, and the game's even.
That is huge for Orlando, and we saw him trying to take his time in the previous rounds, and it wasn't working. We had that round where Moo found the towns in Brazil, so I wonder if Orlando from now on rounds that are rural enough, I wonder if he's just going to start guessing quickly and putting the pressure on.
Yeah, it worked for him there. We'll see if he does it again here on the round 6. Looks like we're in Mexico, another big country, opportunity for big points.
But it's a very urban round, so I would guess, he is going to go for it.
Yeah, going for the insta-guess strategy, pulling a bit of an MK.
Uman, isn't Uman a town? Or I might be making that up. I'm not sure, but it should be the Yucatan Peninsula, so I think Orlando's guess is good.
Yeah, Moo's going to go there too, and the timer's going to run out, and they're both going to be pretty close, but Orlando closer. Now going to have a little bit of a lead here as we go into round 7.
I mean, maybe the pressure will get to Moo. I mean, I think Orlando might be onto something with these quick guesses. It's been working for him so far.
Yep, sure has. I think Orlando is noticing how well it's working and probably will continue to do this for the rest of the game.
We've got a fairly rural Sri Lanka, and again, it wouldn't shock me if Orlando just zooms in and goes for it immediately.
Yeah, we'll see. You even can see Orlando's already kind of just playing it no moving.
Yep.
And he's opening the map already. Yep. Looks like he's just going to make a guess. He does not want Moo to find any information. He knows Moo's strong suit is going to be when he gets that info.
You have to wonder what would have happened if he had tried to do that in game 1 Moo.
Yeah.
Maybe he adopted the strategy a little bit earlier. It could have changed the outcome.
Moo now has some signs, and Orlando actually hasn't made that insta-guess that we thought. But yeah, got some Tamil.
Yeah, so Tamil you find in the far north and along the east coast as well. So it looks like they're both going east here, which would make sense.
Yeah, they're basically next to each other once again here. But Orlando does lock in before Moo does. Moo's got to follow suit. 5 seconds to go. Let's see, timer's up. Orlando with another really great guess. But once again, Moo not too far away. Shouldn't be too many points. But Orlando does extend that lead now about 1,000 points ahead as we go into round 8. And again, we're approaching the round limit.
We are.
You gotta do it in 10 rounds. Whoever has the most health at the end of round 10 will take this match if we get there. Let's get him in round 8 though on what appears to be a Ukraine.
I mean, with a 1,000 point lead with the multipliers this high is effectively nothing.
True. 4.5 times multiplier now, that is massive.
It's Orlando who wants the sense. It makes sense. Again, he doesn't want Moo to find any. Moo is analyzing the antenna here. He's looking around. He is a very good Ukraine player. So we'll see if Moo can make a good region guess, but this could be game. He's going west.
He's going far west. Wait, this could be huge damage. It's Orlando's the one closer, and with 4.5 times multi, he's gonna take it, and we go to game 4.
Unbelievable. He does not go down.
Wow, and you really do expect Moo to be taking moving games, but Orlando adopted a new strategy. It worked for him really well in a couple of those rounds, and it was integral to getting him that game win.
I mean, that is the way to beat Moo. He's so strong in moving, so hard to beat. But if you play it like a no-moving game and you make a couple of good region guesses, that can make the difference. So, I mean, look, he has to reverse sweep. He has to win the next 2 as well. But you have to say, of the 3 remaining matches, that was the one he was probably least likely to win. So that is a huge win for Orlando.
Yep, huge win. Good opportunity for him now to take us to NMPZ. It's back to no moving up and down the road anymore. We'll see if it ends here and Moo takes the dub, or if Orlando takes us to our tiebreaker. Let's get into it. This is our round number 1.
Okay, it says Deutschland, so it's certainly going to be Germany.
Certainly going to be Germany.
I don't know what's going on that sign, though.
Yeah, interesting sign. And again, you do see down the road in that preview, we could see that there are some blue signs the other direction from the players looking right now. You see Moo now is looking down there. They wish they could move down to that, but they will not be able to.
Wait, is there a border sign? Oh, it does. It says Bayern. Yeah, okay, so this is, we're entering Bavaria here. Can Orlando figure it out in time?
Orlando's not too far away.
I think Moo may be on the 5K. If you're going southwest into Bavaria, I think Moo's got the better guess here, for sure.
I think he does. He lined up that road really nicely. And he does. Moo so quick. 5K on the no move.
Incredible stuff.
Really nice start for Moo.
And this is why he's so good at moving. He'll take any little piece of information. He'll find the 5K within seconds.
Now we're on round 2, a difficult one. Some winter coverage in Gen 4 and a road with really nothing on it.
Wow. Yeah, my first thought here was somewhere in the US, but this is really tricky.
I do like it. US is a good shout there. We did see an orange cone down the road, if anything, but otherwise, really not much else.
Yeah, very American cone over there, I agree.
So we'll see what they do here in the US, though. It's a big country, hard to guess, especially winter coverage can be difficult to pinpoint because trees can be very helpful in the US.
We'll see if the loss is going to rattle Moo a little bit or if he is able to lock in. I mean,
he was able to do it on the round 1, a really impressive start, but this is really where he's going to get tested. Orlando finally opens the map and zooms into Arkansas. Moo's still looking very confused here on the camera.
Yep, taking it all in, looking at the landscape to copyright everything that he can get. Even the traffic cone.
Even the traffic cone, Jake. Oh, South Carolina here for Moo.
Very different guess. It's weirdly almost hilly for that area to me. I don't know if I would go that far east, but
wow. Timer's up, and it is Arkansas. Orlando.
Real.
That's an unreal guess from Orlando. 4,400 points of damage.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Could it be Orlando with the reverse sweep? I mean, he's really locking in now. After that blunder on the Cambodia round, he's made virtually no mistakes at all.
Unreal. Let's see what happens here. Round number 3, Moo 1,500 health on only round 3. Need something big.
It looks like Indonesia. I want to say those are the northern Sulawesi polls. Yep. So you get these polls in Central Sulawesi, North Sulawesi, and Gorontalo, those provinces that both of these players are zooming in on now. But It looks like we have maybe a lake or maybe some coast here, which can definitely help the players narrow it down.
Orlando's got a guess, and he lines something up and moves in the same exact area.
Yeah, because we can see the mountains in the distance, so it makes sense that this would be a big bay like they're on. Moo is still considering some other stuff, but I think he's going to leave it.
I think so too. That lineup looks really good.
Oh, it's
actually
a
the
lake.
lake. Okay, it's just farther south. 44. Just 44 damage.
Man, Moo is already on the ropes here, but we've seen how hard these no-move locations have been. I mean, we've seen players sending the wrong country, so just one round can completely change the course of this game.
Yeah, totally. Round 4 here. See what they think.
Oh gosh. Is this the US? Maybe?
This is a difficult one.
Oh my goodness.
You can see a little bit of the car there, but it's hard to tell what they're looking at.
This is not easy at all.
Sun direction looks north, I think, so...
Wow.
Might even be... This is difficult. I mean, 30 seconds to go, and both players look confused here on the cameras.
But if the sun's north, what would it even be? Like South Africa or Latin America somewhere? I don't even know.
Yeah, difficult. I don't know. Maybe... Ooh, what a hard round. You can see even the players are so confused.
Yeah,
15 seconds to go already.
This could decide the game easily.
Finally, map's gonna go up. Argentina, I did think, could be possible. Orlando's guessing there. Yep, Moo's gonna do it too.
Okay, wow.
It's atypical for an Argentina round, but they're there and they're both very close in the correct province. Is that gonna be enough?
Oh my
No, it's
goodness.
not, but it does put Moo in the red. 572 health now. We go on to round number 5.
Orlando is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, unbelievable performance here from Orlando. Really locking in. He knew he had to. Tournament life on the line, and he had to lock in. See if he can take it to NMPZ right here. Moo already on red.
And it's the Netherlands, which is not what Moo wants to see, because he certainly can't win on a Netherlands round, but he can absolutely lose if Orlando's region guess is a little bit better.
Definitely. Moo's best bet here would just be chipping a little bit of damage away if he can, or just making a safe hedge and hoping for the best.
The guesses are different. Orlando's a lot more north here. This could end the game.
Could end it if Orlando's on it. Let's see. Orlando locks it in with confidence, and it is
It's
going to be
over.
farther north. And with that, Orlando should take it. Three times damage. He does it. We go to NMPZ.
Wow. I mean, just incredible from Orlando. Down 2-0 on the brink of elimination, and puts together 2 of the best games we've seen. Just phenomenal. And now it all comes down to the NMPZ.
NMPZ, it's not what I think either of these players wanted to see, neither really with an NMPZ specialty, so it's hard to predict it on an NMPZ. Could go any way here. Again, it's NMPZ now. That's no moving, panning, or zooming. The players are going to get one still singular image. That's all they have to guess off of for the tiebreaker here. Game number 5, Moo versus Orlando. Who takes the semifinals? Let's see. Let's get him in.
We did not see a single NMPZ game at the APAC Majors. This is the first one that we get.
This is it. Finally, we have it. We wanted to see it at APAC. We didn't get it, as you said, and we're getting it here in the second quarterfinal. Who will take it to face MK tomorrow in the semis?
There is so much riding on this one game. So much. I mean, a chance at the World Championship versus elimination. I mean, this is everything right here.
Yeah, really important game, especially for Orlando, because he was much lower on the world ranking. So even if he goes to one of these wild cards, he's much lower in points overall. Really needs to make it here. Looking at a round 1, both players thinking Philippines, and both have plonks down.
We do have this concrete road. Again, very, very typical of the Philippines, as we mentioned before. Orlando hedging a little more north, but the guesses are similar enough that it won't make too much of a difference round 1.
That's Palawan, actually. For the round 1, not a ton of damage there. Just 237. We go on to round 2.
Looks like we'll be in Europe here, probably Northern Europe somewhere.
Okay, Ireland for Moo.
Yeah, I could see it.
Interesting too. Orlando thinking the UK though, by the looks of it. He hasn't placed a pin down, but that's where he's zooming in on. Both players doing a little bit of that IRL zoom that you love to see, just leaning into the monitor there. And Moo actually locks it in first, so pressure's now on for Orlando, and he's doing a little bit of water hedging here. Wow, it's actually, what is that, Belgium in the end? It is, oh my. Hard location. We go on to round 3.
Gosh, can't even imagine the pressure the players are feeling right now. I guess I can't imagine it. I mean, I was up 2-0. I was up 2-0 against Orlando in the semis of the Americas Regionals last year, and he reverse swept me 3-2. So this is looking awfully familiar.
It sure is. We'll see if he does it to Moo. But a very even game now in our round 3 of the NMPZ. Looking at Nigeria.
Yep.
Should be farther north. It's pretty dry.
Definitely Nigeria, but never easy to tell where.
Wow.
Orlando was actually zoomed in on Gingey.
Yeah, he was considering it, and that's a 700-point hit. That's definitely noticeable, even for Nigeria, on such an early round. We go into round 4 now. Let's get them started right away. This is the image they're getting.
Oh my goodness.
Should just be some India now.
Yep.
Where is it? Big country, big points on offer, Jake. 2.5 times multiplier.
Big
It's
points.
Could be massive.
Different guesses.
Ooh, wow. Big disparity in the guesses here. Moo
I
is
know
West
that
Coast.
Moo considers India a strength. I wonder if he has a good idea here. This could be huge.
Wait, this could be massive.
What a
oh
guess.
my, Moo is on it. Wait, with the 2.5 times multi.
Oh my gosh. It's done.
Oh, it's done right there. Moo takes it, and he goes to the semis.
And you can see the relief on his face. Oh my goodness. An incredible India guess to end it. And all the hard work does pay off. Moo is going to the semis. Wow.
He has done it. What is that in the end? Moo taking it very impressively on the India. And it's just as you said, Jake, he definitely does have a bit of an India specialty there. And we got to see it, and it's taken him to day 2.
Wow, I mean, you saw Orlando, he employed the insta-guessing strategy, totally switched it up in the moving, and it worked so well for him. He came so close, but Moo, he got the round that he needed. He locked in when he needed to in the NMPZ, and he took the match. Amazing.
Yeah, he did it in the end. But yeah, it must be said, Orlando put up such a fight. It was looking like a dominant 3-0 for Moo there, but no. In the end, Orlando took us all the way to the NMPZ, and it was very close up until that very last round. Great stuff, and what a way to end out day number 1.
Could not have asked for any more.
Yeah, super exciting stuff. And we should get a chance to talk to Moo here in a second as well, so make sure you stay tuned to talk to him. But yeah, what a way to start the day. He's going to go up against MK now. Any thoughts on that?
Oh, wow, I love that matchup. I mean, I can't even really think of two players with more different play styles. I mean, you saw Orlando start to insta-send at the end of that moving game. MK is going to be doing that every round. I mean, he's going to be doing that all the time. He's not going to let Moo move around. So that clash is going to be really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, and we saw it worked against Moo, and MK is the leader of that strategy. So will it work tomorrow? We'll see. But in the meantime, we're going to get a chance to go talk to Moo. Let's say hello.
It's crazy stuff. Wow, Moo, what a match we just saw there. I mean, you had it 2-0, and then Orlando just comes back swinging. I mean, how does it feel to win in such an insane match like that?
I'm incredibly relieved that I got to the win there in the end. It was a crazy match. I'm pretty dissatisfied with how I played, to be honest, but it is what it is. And now I feel a little more comfortable, and I think tomorrow should be better, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think the moving games especially, you just were playing so well, and then when Orlando sort of started changing his strategy up, he was like sending faster, you know. Did that sort of throw a wrench in things? I mean, like, you had been playing well, but yeah, like, well, how was your mental impact when you noticed that?
I was prepared for it, I think. It caught me by surprise maybe on the first round, but it's something I've trained for, especially given my next opponent, so it is what it is, you know. Credit to him, he made some really impressive guesses, so yeah.
Yeah, well, amazing job. Wishing you the best of luck tomorrow, and Canada has done really well today, so congratulations, and we will see you at the semifinals tomorrow. Well, guys, let's hear it for Moo. What a match.
Canada has done well today. Indeed, Fao makes his way through. Moo now does as well, and in doing so, guys, the winner of last year's America's Major, Gingey, beaten out Orlando. Second place runner-up of last year, beaten as well. Canada seems like they're here to play a big game.
They do. I mean, this game was insane. I mean, we started this day looking at the schedule, only 2 games, and it was like, hopefully we will have a good one. We had one. I mean, it was a masterclass moving game from Moo, as we did expect. That was really, really top-notch. I mean, that was almost Blinky level to me. It was really insane, very, very close guesses. And on the no-move games, Orlando showed who's the boss.
Yeah.
And it all came down to finally an NMPC game in the regionals.
I mean, let's break down these games a little bit more, because it really was incredible to see. 3 out of 4 of the first games, you have Moo with a 5K in round 1. We talk about no land experience in front of a crowd, starting almost every single first round of a game with a 5K. Siggy, that's got to be some sort of a, okay, I got this. I can do this, guys.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a better start for me coming in. He was, winning that first game flawlessly, and not only that, he got that. Let's not forget that Brazil round he got against Orlando. Orlando found 2 phone codes, and he was like, you know what? I'll guess on the border because that would make the most sense. Moo kind of vibe guessing that out. I don't even know if he had an area code on that one, but he was closer. And after that, I was like, damn, that's going to be good for his confidence coming in, not only winning that game flawlessly, but also beating him on Brazil twice, actually, in that game. That was a very good start to it.
I mean, we were talking about it, how kind of doing the math as we came through round 2, round 3, or game 2, game 3, I should say, where we said some of the most damage done to Orlando has come in Brazil exclusively. But then Orlando turns things around. He starts playing faster, tries to maybe put some of that pressure onto Moo that he has the control in his game style, but on stage, in front of an audience, he tries to put up the pace, and it seems to work initially against him.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Moo's strengths in Brazil, we talked about his strengths in Japan, and in both rounds, he did show that practice does pay off.
Yeah.
However, Orlando really, you could really tell he knew it's not gonna work like that. I have to switch my play style. And a switch, he turned around to an MK and just insta-slam everything. And it kind of worked out. He did really put the pressure on. Not only visible from the game itself, but also from the face cams. You could tell Moo was stressing. Yeah.
So we're, of course, sat here with hindsight, 2020 knowledge and everything. But I want to hear from you, Siggy. Is there a world where Orlando should have, I don't say been better prepared, because you only prepare so much in the match you're going into, but should he potentially have looked to change into this playstyle earlier in the matchup, or did he do it at the right time, do you think?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, because it's also obviously very hard to do, because he knows he has to win this or he's out. Guessing very, very quickly in your first game in the LAN event is something that can go very wrong. But honestly, I kind of like to switch up. It worked out. And then the second no-move game was also a very good game by him. That US guess in Arkansas was impressive. And after that, I was like, you know what? Orlando buff is real. He might take this game, because now he's already, 2-2, and he might, take the whole thing. So it was also, honestly, it could have gone either way.
Exactly. So as we see it here, Canada goes 2 for 2 in the semifinals. What they couldn't do in hockey, at least they can do in GeoGuessr. So let's now take a look at the bracket and see how that sets us up for tomorrow. The first game, first semifinal, it's going to be Fao making his way through the quarters, taking on Radu C. Quick thoughts onto about that matchup, GeoGuessr.
I mean,
that was some quick thoughts.
Especially if that name RC drops, he's really up there. I would say in this regional, might be the best player, not only on the numbers, but overall. I mean, I've known him for years. He has this experience, he has played for years, and I've always known RC as a very, very strong player ever since I know him.
And then over towards the second semifinal, Moo gonna be taking on Rapid Fire MK. Siggy, thoughts on that game coming into tomorrow?
It will be interesting to see whether, because Moo did say, he prepared for this fast gameplay, because he did know his second opponent would have been MK. So, it sounds like he prepared for it, but, it seemed like in that matchup, it's easier said than done. Playing at home, getting the pressure on is something way different than getting that on stage with a crowd there sitting, And honestly, I'm going to be very, very interested in whether he can handle that against MK, because it's one thing against Orlando, but MK has probably mastered it more than anyone, really. So it's definitely going to be very, very hard.
And not only that, but MK has proven that there's not a shed of fear in him playing online. He sat here in Stockholm last year, took on Blinky in the World Championship Finals, and for a good part of that matchup actually looked to be coming back into it and winning it. So what can he do tomorrow, Moo, or maybe coming into tomorrow to try and best him just to quickly finish off that one?
I mean, it's just going to be keeping your nerves. He really showed in that, last few matchup where he was, kind of handing the game away. It was so close to the perfect 3-0 I predicted. I was already like, easy 3-0 prediction. But it really showed then, he kind of was fiddling around a bit and he got a bit nervous. But in the end, he still persevered. And that's all that really matters. But tomorrow, more than today, keep your calm when MK guesses fast, because he is coming.
It is going to be fast, no doubt about it. Here you can see it on screen. Semifinal 1, Radu C against Fao. Semifinal 2, MK versus Moo. It's going to be starting at 11 o'clock in Dallas, and it's going to be starting at 1800 here in Central European summertime. So make sure to tune in to tomorrow. It's going to be some incredible games, because not only, of course, we're getting the semifinals, but the run-up and the grand finals are going to be played as well. So we can figure out who's going to punch their ticket through to the World Championship in Copenhagen in the end of August. The tournament that I personally, and I know you guys of course are as well, are really looking forward to, because yes, we have had the World League and it's been great to see everyone going up against each other, but now we're starting to kind of weed out some of the, I don't want to say worst players, because everyone really have been playing incredible throughout the World League, but the top echelon is starting to shine, and it's shining incredibly bright. I mean, just your thoughts on this day, on these matchups that we've seen today so far.
Yeah, I would say everything went as predicted, I would say, but not in a way.
Results-wise.
Yeah, results-wise, yes. But if you look at the games and if you actually watch them, it didn't really feel that clear at all.
No, what about you? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the back and forth in Fao versus Gingey. I mean, I love very contested games where it's just like a back and forth, and not in a lot of rounds. I mean, probably the longest game there was probably a 6-round game or something we're talking about. But now, what is even more important, we finally got the NMPZ game in the majors. Let's go. Finally.
We finally get one. It was bound to happen eventually, and what better than do it today? Maybe that sets up for the days to come. Of course, before we go, we got to say thanks to our partners and sponsors. Without them, this would not be possible. So thank you to Opera GX, the gaming browser for this tournament. You can get the gaming browser at opera.com/gx/GeoGuessr. Thousands of custom themes, sounds, and animations to make your browser look and feel exactly how you want. And Alienware as well, the lovely laptops we're stood here with. Join the Alienware arena and experience the excitement of the gaming community. Exclusive tournaments and amazing prizes await you. Thank you again so much, partners. It's amazing that we get to do this. Amazing that we get to put these players on a stage in front of a crowd to deliver to the best of their abilities. Is there anything in either of you thinking, it's fun to be on desk, but kind of also want to be in that seat too? I mean, Geologic, you've been there. You've been in the seat. How does it feel being here compared to sitting in the hot seat?
I mean, that's a whole nother experience. You can't even compare that. There's not even a slightly comparison to really be there in person, sitting in front of that desk. I mean, we talked about LAN experience today. LAN experience is one thing. When they were sitting here in the studio playing, that's one thing. But having also a crowd there, that's putting some extra pressure on, but also kind of a nice feeling.
Definitely. What about you, Siggy?
I mean, I have not had the chance to, to cast on a LAN. For me, it was only, back at home. I usually just cast for Rainbow back then, and then the World League was kind of a surprise, but now I'm here on the desk. Feels amazing, honestly. I feel like the second time was already way better. I actually realized we are live this time and not in rehearsal. That is good. So yeah, definitely feel happy to be here and, cast the games. Been fun, but we're going to be on EMEA on stage. So
we're going to get EMEA, but before that, we're going to get the final of this America's Major. It's going to happen tomorrow, and we hope to see you all there. Hope you enjoyed the show today. More coming your way tomorrow, so come in then. Let's have some fun playing GeoGuessr together.
Let's play a game. I'll hide, you seek.
Unconfirmed sightings of the GX Man have been reported all over the world.
My VPN means I can be in multiple places at once. I can mod my look at the click of a button. I'll block any ads attempting to promote the manhunt. Your time starts now. Play the GX Manhunt at GeoGuessr. Find me and get a reward.
Luna de amor, ¿dónde vas? Que me robas la calma.
All they want is Sheba.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute, had a real late night, woke up with my head spinning out in Nashville. It's been mad real, I need sunglasses, I need Advil. I like fake boobs, and my cash real. I like first place, you're in last still. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
Look, pocket rocket in my pocket, please don't make me pop it. All these boys just wanna copy the style, tell them niggas stop it. Whoa, whoa, this my destiny, feeling like Latoya, like it found me my Beyonce, and she shotgun in the cockpit. Grinding with the team, making C notes. In my pocket still full of green, call it CeeLo. Alligator watch on me, Tim Tebow, and these haters love to watch me like Tebow. Look, I don't take L's, I just learn a lesson. Before I count the M's, always count my blessings. Look, I'm too short, never second guessing. Got some money, put up for the rain, so I'm never stressing.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.